Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Hi, Jenny.
Good morning. Had that thing.
You're not exactly Odell going to the Met.
You know, I'm just.
You're just going all gray today.
Yeah, all
Is that
gray.
all you got?
That's
Is
right.
gray?
Yeah.
It's a gray day here.
Well, you wouldn't let me off so I could go to the Met. I had a nice outfit already prepared.
Did you?
Prepped. Yep.
Kilt?
No.
No kilts?
I'm not wearing. American men shouldn't wear
Okay.
kilts.
I don't see you wearing a kilt
Yeah.
anytime
I
soon.
do.
But I
It'll
got-
be on social media tomorrow.
All
I predict.
over the place. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Maybe we'll talk about some looks later, but we will get to this. What is wrong with Kyrie Irving? And will number 2 close out the Sixers tonight? But we are going to start in Houston. The Rockets needed a win last night to tie up their series against the Warriors. James Harden was typical James Harden, scoring 38 points to help Houston build a 17-point lead in the third. But then Golden State came back. Steph Curry hit a 3 with under 20 seconds left to cut Houston's lead to 2. And then the Warriors had 2 shots to tie it in the closing seconds, but both Kevin Durant and Steph Curry missed open threes. The series is now tied at 2 with Game 5 tomorrow night at Oracle. So, Shannon, what was the biggest reason for the Rockets' win?
Well, look, I said that this series, Skip, I thought that James Harden and Kevin Durant would play to a push. And if you look at their scoring averages, they're basically playing to a push. But the main reason the Rockets won this game is that their supporting cast is outplaying the Warriors. Skip, the Warriors, their bench used to be a strength. It's a liability now. They've become unplayable. If you look at Kevin Durant is averaging about 43 minutes, 45 minutes a game, Skip, in the first 4 games. I think Clay is about 41. I think Steph is about 39 and a half. And they're not easy minutes because James Harden and that supporting cast makes it very, very difficult on you. The thing was, okay, if KD and James Harden plays to a push, what can the Rockets supporting cast do to offset Steph and Clay? Well, Tuck, CP3, and Eric Gordon, they're winning that battle. And Austin Rivers didn't play in Game 1, Skip. He's come in and given them valuable minutes and production in the time that he's played. So when you look at it, I believe the main reason is that Eric Gordon, CP3, Capella got up there on that. Skip, you remember after they closed out the series in Utah, he was up there, we want the Warriors. Well, I can't tell you want them because you can't play your normal minutes because you've become a liability. This was as good a game that we've seen, but I think the main reason the Rockets won is that their supporting cast is outplaying the Warriors supporting cast because Harden and KD, they're going to play to a push.
Okay.
Steph Curry got it going last night, and I like the way Steph got it going last night, Skip. He didn't settle for the 3 and said, I need to see the ball going from 3. He drove the basketball. He hit a couple of mid-range, kind of cooled off in the second and third, picked it back up in the fourth. But the Rockets were the better team last night. When you look back at it, I think we're going to look back at this series because I believe it's going to go 7 games, Skip. We're going to look back and say, you know what? The Warriors really could have swept this series, but so could the Rockets. But fortunately for us, we're going to get 7 games.
Okay. You made some fair points, but once again, I got to get my TV fixed. I saw a completely different game than you saw. I saw what might have been the weirdest, crucial NBA playoff game I have ever watched, and it was scintillating from start to finish, sometimes for all the wrong reasons. It was wildly entertaining because it was highly physical. It bordered on a football of a basketball game, and it was a throwback, a flashback to me to 1990s sort of New York Knicks Pat Riley basketball because in the end, the Rockets just wanted that game a little worse than Golden State did, and the Rockets basically punched Golden State in the mouth until late in the game. But the main reason the Rockets were able to win the game, crucial turning point game of this series was they built a 17-point lead with 7:52 left in the third quarter. Then Mr. Sharpe, what happened from that point on? Nothing good for the Houston Rockets. The home team happened from that point on because they got outscored 48-35, mid-third all the way home, 48-35. I wanted to say that it was the best playoff game I've ever seen James Harden play, but then I actually tweeted this at the end, but in the fourth quarter, James Harden at home, crucial game 4. Houston shot 8 for 26 in the fourth quarter. James Harden went 3 for 11 and 0 for 6 from the three-point line. You love that? I don't. Houston scored 19 total points in the fourth quarter. You love that? I don't. That's 76 total points if you went times 4 for a whole game. That's not exactly Houston Rockets basketball.
But so you're just going to disregard the 36 that they got in the second and the 32 they got in the third.
Would you please let me finish? I'm on a roll here. Would you believe that the last field goal the Houston Rockets scored in the basketball game came with 2:31 left in the fourth quarter? So Chris Paul hits a little running floater from 12 feet. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the last field goal they score. That put them up 9 points, you'd think, with 2:31 up 9. But no, it got real dicey down the stretch. So the next point that Houston scored after the Chris Paul field goal at 2:31 was a James Harden free throw that he made with 11 seconds left that put them up 3. Mm-hmm. What happened to the next free throw? That happened.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not James Harden?
Well, how many times have we seen that before? And it horrified me to see it because I thought maybe he's beaten that. Maybe he's outgrown that. Maybe he's finally transcended his reputation of playoff past.
So you mean to tell me LeBron James is not the only great superstar?
Okay, but we're talking about James Harden because he's not LeBron James and he's never been LeBron James in the postseason. So he missed. And then the next point that Houston scored in the last 2:31 of the game came from Chris Paul, who gagged his first free throw that could have been the clincher with 2 seconds left, right?
Yeah.
But then to his credit, he stepped back up and he calmly made the second free throw, which made it a 4-point game, and that was the closing crescendo. So what was such an awful finish was also a great win for the Houston Rockets because we do have a series now. And the irony of everything I just said is I still like Houston to win this series. You still have Golden State in 7, right?
Warriors, yes.
I still have Houston because I think they should have won game 1. I still think they got robbed, and I still think Golden State is vulnerable at home. There's still something wrong with these Golden State Warriors, and it revolves around Kevin Durant with 1 foot out the door. They have lost their identity. They have lost their flow. They have lost their chemistry. They have lost their unity. The ball doesn't move anymore. Steve Kerr talked about it after the game. We're not in rhythm anymore, and it's because there's a clash, a quiet clash going on between Kevin Durant, if you look at the shots he took, 25, and Steph
took 22.
22. Steph took 25.
Right.
It's the other way around last night.
Yes.
So last night, Steph is saying, you know what? It's still my team. It's still my town. And all the focus right now is on Kevin Durant. Is he gone? Everybody believes he's gone, probably to the New York Knicks. And there was one key heckler last night who was sitting right behind the TNT setup there, the 2 TNT announcers, who kept yelling at Kevin Durant, New York Knicks, New York Knicks. It just echoed through my TV all night long, and it was driving me crazy. And I got to believe, we know how thin-skinned Kevin Durant is. I think it probably started getting to him.
Well, I saw him walk over and like he was talking to somebody. I don't know if it was that guy. I don't know if it was that guy, but it looked like he was talking to someone.
Couldn't really tell. But sometimes one heckler is better than chanting hecklers, right? Instead of a whole arena chanting, because it starts to grate on you because he's got one of those shrill voices and it's echoing through the TV. Not that Kevin was watching TV, but after a while, it might have started getting to him, and it did come down to those two each got a last shot. Pretty wide open. There were bombs. Now, they were...
No, poo-poo it, Skip. No, I need you to have that same energy for the best player.
I've had a lot of energy.
No, but come on.
Yeah. So I just told you there's no flow. It's like, is it your turn or my turn? Kevin did go up on that, and Austin Rivers blew the defensive assignment because P.J. Tucker got picked clean on that play,
Right.
and it's up to Austin just to leap out and get in his face. Nobody got in Kevin Durant's face, and I could make a case maybe that was the best thing that happened because I think Kevin was as shocked as anyone. He wound up with a wide open look. It's about 4 feet beyond the three-point line, so it's not just a pure three.
It's a pure three.
Okay? Well, I mean, but it's a deep three.
Oh, no.
And he missed it.
Listen.
He was wide
Hold on.
left.
Why are you
left.
hold on.
We can't. Don't bring up the guy who's not in the play.
No,
Don't bring him up. He's irrelevant. We don't care. Nobody cares about him.
No, we're going to do a subject on him in a minute.
Okay.
So clearly people do care.
Yep.
But no. But see, you want to, the question was, Game 4, what was the biggest reason the Rockets win?
Yeah.
You haven't given me a reason why they won.
I'm giving you lots of reasons. I gave you physicality off the top was reason number one. So listen to what's coming out of my mouth right now. So, again, there's something going on between Steph and Klay. And Steph was completely out of character.
Steph and KD.
Steph and KD.
Yeah.
But remember, Steph has gone completely out of character. I told you, I used to love him. By the night, I love him less and less. And last night, he is getting haunted. He's now a victim, a prisoner of social media because everybody's saying, what's wrong with Steph Curry? And what did he do on 3 of his early makes last night? I think we got the video of the first one. He's just showboating and gloating and hot-dogging. So he does the touchdown signal off his first one. Okay, that's one. And then that was another shot. But then he made a 3. We don't have this, but he ran back up court laughing, just laughing out. Like, what are you doing? You're Steph Curry. You're a 2-time MVP. Then he made a drive shot underneath obviously the Rockets basket. And he turns to the crowd right under the basket and does a hard clap like this. Like, come on, you're Steph Curry. You don't need to do that. So something's going on in his psyche where all the attention right now is on his teammate number 35, Kevin Durant. What are you going to do, Kevin? Because everybody's saying he's the nuclear weapon in this series. You know, they go as he goes, right? Isn't that what? Okay. The truth is that what was the biggest stat last night? If you look at your stat sheet, and again, it's hard to equate it to what happened in the game, but what's the key right there? It's 17 threes made by the Houston Rockets to how many by the Golden State Warriors?
8.
17 to 8? So that's 9 threes plus. So it's plus 27 points. How can that be? Now, it took Houston trying 50 to Golden State's 33, but it all comes back to who are the 2 most lethal three-point shooters in all of basketball? Steph and Klay.
Yeah.
Because historically, we can look at Steph. He's made 7 in a quarter. Klay has made 9 in a quarter before. Do you realize in the first 4 games, they have averaged combined 5, 5, 5, 5. So 4 times they've had 5 combined threes. That's horrible. They live and die by the 3. So does Houston.
Yes.
But again, Houston made 17 on 50.
Right.
So what's going on with those 2? I don't know. They're deferring to Kevin. They're not in rhythm. There's something wrong with the psyche of the Golden State Warriors right now where there's no flow to their shots. When they go up to shoot, they don't look comfortable to me. They're not in the flow. It's like, am I okay to shoot this, or should Kevin be shooting this shot? That's what they have degenerated.
Well, clearly my TV's and I need to get because I got the 4K and the OLED and something's not right because I got that.
I got a black and white.
Yeah, clearly you do because I'm looking at a game in which they went up by 17 and they should have won the game by more. And we look at Game 3 and it came down close, but the game wasn't as close as the final score would indicate. This game should have been over. But what did the Rockets do? You mentioned the Rockets are a 3-point shooting team. They get up by 17, and they're shooting threes like they're down by 7. So they're taking quick.
They are.
You're right. They're taking quick threes, and there are a lot. There were twice, Skip. You remember Drake? They took the ball out of. They missed the shot. Draymond Green gets the ball and drives the length of the basketball court and lays it up, and everybody's looking around. I'm like, really, guys? Are you gonna let him run make him run any time off the clock? So they got careless in that aspect. But the question, when I look at Klay, they're asking Klay to do an awful lot, because he's spending the majority of his time on James Harden and Eric Gordon. And people are like, well, what's wrong with Klay? Klay said, I'll tell you what, Steph, KD, you guard Eric Gordon, you guard James Harden for 40 minutes and see how your offense
Although
looks.
Iggy's taking him a lot, too.
Yeah, Iggy was minus 17. And you see what it's 3 for 9. 1 for 4 from the three-point line.
Okay.
Klay Thompson was 1 for 6 from the three-point line, minus 12.
What's Steph Curry? Look at that. 4 for 14. So he missed 10 threes just by himself. Okay. What if he'd made 3 more of those threes? What would have happened?
The thing is, Skip, is that Eric Gordon, when he gets the ball, he's going at Steph. He's making Steph play defense. Now, Looney, when he comes in, they're getting the pick. If you notice, watch when Kevin Looney, I think his name is Kevin. Kevon Looney. When he comes in the game, James Harden wants to pick and roll. He wants him on. And guess what he's doing? He's getting to the basket, or he's shooting that step back. And everybody's like, well, you just play on James Harden left side. Don't let him go left. Okay. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to dribble, hesitate, dribble. He's going to step back, or guess what now? He has that floater, Skip. So I haven't seen James Harden basically take a mid-range. He's either going to let a three go, he's going to lay the ball up, or he's going to get that floater. Now, Kevin Durant had a crack, a wide open crack. Now, earlier this year, Jenny, Skip Bayless, Skip got on me. He kept running this. They polled 30 general managers. Which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line? 30 general managers. 40% of them said Kevin Durant. 27% of them said Steph Curry. 2 guys had cracks last night. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this. In the last 10 seconds of a game in their playoff careers, Kevin Durant is 2 of 13. That's 15%. Kevin Durant is 2 of 13, 15. Steph Curry is 2 of 9, 22. The guy that finished third, LeBron James, is 9 of 22 for 41% in the playoffs. I told
you he's irrelevant.
No,
you can't talk about it.
No. Skip, your guy, because every time I turn around.
If you took that poll again, they'd all vote for Kevin Durant because they all know it's over for LeBron. He's not the greatest player on the planet anymore.
Which makes it, see, now I want you to grade to the highest degree because that's what you told me you do with LeBron James. Now,
Michael Jordan missed some late shots. He made a bunch of them. Boy, he made
See,
a
the
bunch
difference,
of them.
this is how it works, Skip.
You
know, perception, a person's perception of their reality, but it's not always the truth. You think because Kevin Durant is a better shooter than LeBron James, he actually is better in game situations than LeBron James. And that's the furthest from the truth.
You want me to wheel out my stat on LeBron shooting late-game free throws, clutch late-game free throws?
The one that James Harden missed?
It's horrendous.
The one like James Harden missed?
We know he's capable.
I know
he's capable.
I know
but
he's
perception
capable of
is that LeBron's not capable, and that's all he does is miss
You told me
free throws.
at 88%, James Harden would have stepped there and made those. Remember, there was a game that he had 21 of 24. He was 17 of 18.
Regular season.
And guess what happens, Skip?
Yep.
People can say what they want to say but the regular season and the postseason is something different. It's different in basketball, it's different in football, it's different in baseball. And although the goal is not higher, the field is not larger, the stadiums are not bigger, you know what this moment represents. So to get that, because I've seen a lot of guys, Skip, make great catches in the first quarter, but when you're down by 3 in the fourth quarter, can you still make those plays? The Rockets won this game. Yeah, they're physical. They got to be physical. Look, it's a beautiful. If you just watch the Warriors play, Skip, they play a beautiful brand of basketball. Oh, the ball is moving. Everybody's so effortless. It's like Baryshnikov on hardwood. But that's not the way the Rockets can beat them. You got to muck it up. You got to fight hard over picks and Skip. The thing is that when they saw Steph Curry running the baseline to come over, the guy would already be waiting for him. It's okay, I'm ready for you. I'm standing right here. I saw a loose ball, and Shump could have, I'm finna go get this loose ball. But he saw Klay Thompson take off to the corner. He said, forget that loose ball. I'm going with you, Klay, because I'm not going to let you get any uncontested threes.
That is true.
That's the way you have to play them.
Which is why Steve Kerr said after the game, they've got a lot of middle linebackers on that team. They're sturdy, and we're like a volleyball team, long and lean. Everybody tries to play physical with us because they should. That's the best way to try to beat us physically. Draymond Green, after the game, said, we did not match their physicality until about the last 4 minutes of the game, and it's been that way for about 96 minutes of this series. We go into the fight thinking it's a fair fight, and it's not. And he said it's not that they're being dirty with us, they're just being extremely
What you gonna
physical.
say about OKD? You saw he displaying Chris Paul, little old Chris Paul, little old Cliff Paul brother. Slug him down, Skip.
I thought Cliff Paul got under KD.
He did.
He did. I thought he got him. I thought he got his, so to speak, goat. I thought he got him a little off his game, and then KD started going solo. Watch this. And again, they lose their flow. What did they play? Beautiful basketball. They share the ball. They weren't really sharing the ball last night.
But you said KD is a 7-foot monster with nuclear capabilities. It's hard when he starts the game off and he goes 5 for 5. You don't want to interrupt that rhythm, but you want to try to catch a rhythm also. And again, Klay Thompson got in foul trouble last night, so he had to be in and out of the game.
did.
This was the first game that Steph didn't get in foul trouble. He started off really good. The first quarter, I'm like, oh my goodness, Steph might go for 50 tonight. And then he kind of cooled a little bit in the second and third quarter.
You know
but
why?
He picked it up.
They started getting up into him. They get up into Klay. They make them feel bodies as they're going up to shoot. Not getting fouled, just presence, physicality. And I love Draymond's last quote last night was, he says, we go into the game thinking, oh, yeah, we'll box, as in we'll box with gloves on. We'll do boxing, right? We'll get in the ring with you. And they're slapping us. Yeah. So we got the gloves on. They just slap you in the face, right?
Yes,
okay.
They MMA.
Right.
They punch you, they do that. They
Yeah.
try to win a game. But you know, Skip, look, at some point in time, you're going to have to give old James Harden. Old Beard say, KD, I ain't going to let you outdo me. But at some point in time, these minutes, Kevin Durant's playing 45 minutes a game, Skip. Klay is at 41. Draymond's at 41. Steph's at 39.5. Iggy's at 34.5.
I hear you. And then our guy, Austin Rivers, I got to congratulate him because that was a big night for him.
Yes.
Do you realize he played all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter? And I know they were pretty awful, but D'Antoni said, I'm going with you, young man.
Yes.
I'm going to go with you all the way home. And they went small. And I just like watching Austin play basketball because he's a smart basketball player.
He's making big shots.
He is.
He's
and
giving
big plays.
And he's outplaying his 10 points. He's basically outplaying the entire Warriors bench.
Well, he is. He's kind of the whole bench for Houston.
Because Skip, you remember the Warriors bench was a strong point for them. If you had a lead on them and you went out of the game, their bench, the Warriors bench, would cut into your lead.
Well, it used to be led by Iguodala, who's now a starter.
Right.
Back to this.
And the thing, Iggy is spending a lot of energy because he's starting the game on James Harden. That's not an easy cover.
No, and he's an older man.
Yes. And so now if he got in foul trouble a little last night, he couldn't hit that open three because you remember, Skip, game 2 and game 3, he was knocking down that open three. Last night he struggled from the three-point line.
Yep, he did.
Steph and KD is going to have to get a third guy. Now, Draymond gave him 17 and 8 last night. No, he gave him 15 and 10.
Yep.
Draymond has been Draymond. Draymond has been very, very good. But Klay has been a no-show. This was the best game Steph Curry's played in this series. KD is going to be KD. The question is, can Eric Gordon, CP3, and Tuck, can they keep this up? If they can keep it up, Skip, they can get a Game 7. I believe their best chance to win this series is probably a Game 7 when the pressure starts to mount. And you get that game, you got to get it to the fourth quarter.
I'm starting to think the best shot they're going to have is Game 5.
You think Game 5?
Yep,
So
Wednesday night. That's what I think.
Okay.
They got a little momentum
In Oakland.
right now.
The linebackers in volleyball.
I didn't want to know what happened to the best player. Now, the best player that I've seen the last 7 to 15 minutes, Skip, we saw that. No, listen.
He scored 34 points on 12 of 22 and 8 of 10.
Where they get him?
I don't know.
We do wins and losses. Hey, Jenny, I'm doing some remodeling for Club Shea. In my restaurant, I had to, health code, so they shut me down. So I'm doing some remodeling, get everything up to par. You know what I serve at my restaurant, Skip? I serve dubs and ales. That's it.
Well, you know who shut down for the whole
I
postseason?
thought we not bringing him up here. I thought we not bringing him up.
Well, you brought him
up.
up.
I ain't bring him up. Dubs and ales. That's what I'm serving.
Shut down.
So when KD come, he like a nice bottle of Merlot with that ale, right?
He's just waiting on July the 1st. That's
he's
when
got
he's
a
gonna
lot
be at
on
your
his mind.
restaurant.
The Celtics, though, things are not looking good. They might be drifting a little bit. They're down 3-1, and is it all Kyrie's fault? We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Don't forget to thank the real pros this Mother's Day. Where would you be without your mom? My mom is a pro at making me feel so loved and taken care of always. She will laugh at me for saying this, but she's also a pro at shopping. She really is my personal shopper, and it's something we love to do together. Then there's my grandma. She's simply the best, always making me smile. And I have so many friends who are incredible mothers. I want to make sure to tell them just how special they are on Mother's Day. My personal favorite bouquet is the Mother's Day Spectacular. It's crafted from their ever-popular stargazer lilies and blue iris and is a spectacular way to celebrate any occasion. A great new baby gift, perfect for housewarmings, welcome home events, and most importantly, it makes for a fantastic Mother's Day gift. Plus, it's only available at Pro Flowers. If the Mother's Day Spectacular isn't for you, Pro Flowers lets you choose from a variety of other bouquets and unique vases that suit every mom's style. Then simply select the delivery date you want. Pro Flowers then carefully packages your flowers and delivers them fresh from the farm with express delivery, which means her flowers stay fresh. Right now, get 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99. Double the roses and get a premium vase for just $9.99 more. Visit proflowers.com. Click the microphone in the upper right corner and enter my code Undisputed. That's proflowers.com. Click the microphone code Undisputed. Mother's Day is May 12th, so don't wait. Order like a pro and get this amazing rose deal to thank all the moms in your life. I'm honestly going to go make my order right now.
No mercy.
Well, the Celtics were trying to tie up their series against the Bucks last night, but now they're on the verge of elimination. Kyrie struggled big time, going just 7 for 22 from the field. On the other side, Giannis showed why he's an MVP candidate, scoring 39 points, including 17 in the fourth quarter. The Bucks took a commanding 3-1 lead in the series and can close it out tomorrow at home. Despite the bad shooting night, Kyrie said he should have taken even more shots. Let's take a listen.
Have you ever had a shooting stretch like this? I think it's now at this point 19 for 62.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? I'm a basketball player. Prepare the right way. Like I said, it's a little different when your rhythm is challenged every play down. You're being picked up full court. They're doing things to test you, and the expectations on me are going to be sky high. For me, the 22 shots, I should have shot 30. It really, I'm not great of a shooter. So I think that just the consistency of just going at it, staying aggressive is always going to put us in a great position.
All right, Shannon, was last night more about Giannis or Kyrie?
Giannis, he's been unbelievable. He's been great since the game one loss, Skip. He's averaging in his last 3 games, 33, 13, and 5, 60% shooting from the field. He's attempting 17 free throws a game. And if they can just knock down a few threes early, that will pull the defense. So now he doesn't have to worry about 5 or 6 hands every time he tries to get into the paint. He's getting to the basket whenever he wants. 12 of his 22 shots in the restricted area. He made 11 of those. You're not going to beat him like that. Skip, I told you. Now, Skip told me yesterday, I don't know if anybody remembers this, Skip, we got like 5 million people. You know we got 5 million people watching us at home? Mm-hmm. And they heard you say
I
this.
think it's 7 million.
Yeah, we going up? Oh, okay.
Going up.
And they remember, they said, well, Skip said Aaron Baines. Mm-hmm. You remember you said Aaron Baines?
I said they needed to stop. Did he play last night?
Yeah, he played.
I was right about that.
Yeah, he played.
No, he did not play.
He did play.
Barely played.
Yeah, no, barely.
Do you want me to tell you how little he played? I don't even remember him getting on the floor. He got in for 6 minutes.
He got 6 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, how about this here?
Start him. Finish him.
How about this? They could have Aaron Baines. They could have Aaron Judge, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Neville, Aaron Carter. Bucks and 5.
Thank you for reminding me that I said that.
Bucks and 5.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's big and bold of you today.
No.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I could have swore I picked the Bucks to win this series.
Boy,
Did I? One of us picked the Bucks.
You finally got one right.
No, don't do that, Skip. Hold on. And now you see how Kyrie? Oh, Kyrie, welcome to the wonderful world of being a superstar player, being the best player on a team when everybody says their defense to stop you. You see, Skip Bayless, you remember I told you last year? Be careful. Sometimes a man can make his destiny on the very road he took to avoid it. See, Kyrie.
Grandfather or grandmother?
Yeah, see, no, I don't want to give him no credit. That's my thing. I ain't giving him any more credit.
Sister.
No. Actually, my sister's at the house. She's watching right now. Skip.
Oh, really?
You know what, Skip?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. She always has to, Shannon, you need to calm down with Skip. Skip is so patient with you. I say, shut your mouth.
Well, see, there you are. There it is right there.
You out.
Yeah.
She ain't trying to help me out. She tried to side with you, Skip. Skip, look. Kyrie didn't realize how great he had it. So now the criticism, the guy asked him, Kyrie, you're 19 for last 62. oh, they're picking me up full court. You think people set their defense to Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Giannis, Kyrie? That's what you're gonna have to deal with. That's what you wanted. You wanted an opportunity to run a team, to be the number one guy on the team. That's what you fought so hard for. You got it. You got to deliver. You got to deliver these young Celtics. And one more thing, Skip, before I turn over to you. People still think Jason Tatum a superstar?
Oh, boy.
Last year, who's Jason Tatum? He's a top 10 player right now. I mean,
think Kobe's going to disown him, maybe? I don't
know. But he might need to go back. He might need to go get some Mamba mentality.
Or training?
Some Mamba juice.
Yeah, well, that's what he came back to California and went to Jamba Juice. And everybody thought he went to Mamba. He went to Jamba.
Yeah.
Didn't get
close enough.
Jamba juice is okay.
Yeah, it is, but it would have been that Mamba Juice, what Kobe got.
No, you're right about that. I'm sorry, but last night was not about Giannis. And I give you this, 39-16. It was statistically about Giannis when it was over. But the truth was, this game swung wildly while Giannis was sitting on the bench watching it. End of third quarter, early fourth, the Bucks go on a 21-13 lead and finally start to pull away and break it open. And the truth was, I got to show this just because it was such a shocking highlight. The signature play of the game was actually made by the Bucks' Pat Connaughton. You brought him up yesterday. He blocks Rozier and goes the other way and gets it. And look at this slam. Woo!
Billy Hall.
Woo!
Might make a jump.
Woo!
I mean,
look at this.
Did that white boy get up?
Yes.
Why
That's
not?
6'4", but still.
I mean, that's a hammer.
That was a hammer. He threw down Thor's hammer on the Celtics in their house, and that was basically game over on that play. Now, back to my guy, Kyrie. You know how much I love Kyrie.
You love him.
I was so disappointed in Kyrie Irving last night. This was supposed to be his show. This was supposed to be his signature game in his new home, the home of the Boston Celtics, tradition bound. He wanted this and he got this. And he said the other night, this is what I signed up for. No, you didn't sign up for that last night. Because
or game 3.
the Milwaukee Bucks last night shot 21.6% from the three-point line, 8 of 37. In a game like that, you should take that game over. You should be making the shots that really count. You should shoot the Bucks out of your own building when they're shooting that poorly from distance. And yet it happened right on schedule again. In the third quarter, they just lost control of the game. That's 3 straight third quarters when they've basically been blown off the floor. And the problem is that it manifested last night what's been going on the whole year. That's a troubled basketball team because Kyrie made it from the start of this season, now that he was back from injury, because he wasn't there through the playoff run last year when they got to the conference finals. He made it him versus them. Wasn't it that way all year long?
Yeah.
And then he had the audacity to try to use LeBron James as a prop, a device, to call up LeBron and say, I apologize, quote unquote, for the way I behaved when I wasn't mature enough to realize what you were trying to do for me.
Yeah.
And in turn, he's trying to send a message back to his
Jaylen
teammates.
Brown.
You guys, do you realize I had to grow up. Now it's your turn to grow up because one day you're going to owe me an apology. He burned bridges to those teammates. It was almost Laker-esque after the failed AD trade where the kids just quit. And I think these kids started quitting on Kyrie. And again, I got fooled by the 4 games against Indiana. They were all pretty close games. Kyrie was in position to close those games, and he did because there was no Victor Oladipo on the other side.
Correct.
And I thought, okay, they're just a little better than Milwaukee because Milwaukee has not been here and done this before. And obviously, that Milwaukee could not win a game last year in the playoffs at Boston.
Correct. Yeah.
And now look what's just happened.
Just took 2 of them.
Just took 2 in a row. Why did they take 2? Because Kyrie just played the 3 worst playoff games in a row of his career. And speaking of audacity, as we just saw the quote, how could you delusionally reach for the fact, for me, 22 shots, I should have shot 30. I'm that great of a shooter. Could have fooled me for the last 3 games. Here's what he is. Look, he is still, to me, the best closer in basketball. But
Boston said no, he's not.
okay, well, again, game 2, 3, and 4, there's no way to close because you can't even stay close enough to close, right? So you took him out of whatever he can do because he couldn't even keep you competitively in the game. And yet, when it comes to leading, he's a poor leader. He is a naturally not born leader, right? he is the opposite of a leader. And he wanted his team. He wanted to be the alpha. And I think he just got hit right between the eyes with the fact you're not that guy.
Hard to do.
You can't do that.
The thing is about being a leader, it's more than just being the best player.
You got that right.
And sometimes I don't think these players understand that. They think, well, I'm playing with a great player. I'm playing with Kevin Durant, or I'm playing with LeBron or Steph Curry, or I want to get out from. But do you understand the avalanche that will come down on you when you don't win or you don't perform?
Yeah.
And for the longest time, Kyrie saved LeBron's legacy. I've heard it sitting across from this table. Well, Kyrie needs to save his own legacy right now, Skip. Because he's about to go home in 5.
Well, there's no legacy to save now. I mean, they're done, man.
Oh.
They look done in the fourth quarter. When have you ever seen a Brad Stevens team give up that many layups and dunks? And I know it's Giannis, but still. You saw what they were able to do with Giannis when they looked relatively happy in Game 1 at Milwaukee. Last night was a troubled basketball team quitting on its quote-unquote leader and best player, Kyrie, and I think they all think he's got 1 foot out the door, right?
Yep.
So we have 2 troubled teams because of KD and Kyrie, one in the Bay Area, one in Boston, and you're seeing the result of it on the floor because the teammates are not into it.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to believe you're with us right now.
Yeah.
No, you're not. July 1st, you're gone?
Skip, you mentioned it about how poorly Milwaukee shot the 3, 8 of 37, 21%. But Boston wasn't much better. They were 9 for 41 for 22%.
Well, it's because of him.
So
He's 1 for 7.
They couldn't take advantage because they shot the ball poorly.
They shot it very poorly, and they played no defense, and you had all the restricted area. It's a layup drill.
Yeah,
it's a layup drill.
You can't let a 6 for 11 guy get 5 feet from the basket.
You cannot.
He's either going to lay it up, he's going to dunk it, or you got to foul him, Skip. I mean, think about it. You remember the other night he had 32 points on 13 field goal attempts. He was 8 of 13, had 32 points, but you sent him to the foul line 100 times.
No.
And last night he got 39 on 22 attempts.
I saw a Boston Celtics team that lost heart. I'm not saying they flat out quit. They just sort of gave up mentally, heart-wise. They just gave up in the fourth quarter.
Quit.
Because,
that's what Giannis do.
Okay, maybe. But again, the run was with him on the bench, and then he came in and just finished them off.
Yeah. So he turned it into a closer. Greek freak.
He closed the whole fourth quarter on their heads is where he closed. He dunked right on their heads.
They'll play. Guess what they're going to be playing tomorrow night in Milwaukee?
Yep.
Freak out.
Yep.
Greek freak going to close them out.
You know what? He will. It's going to be a parade to the basket. It's going to be a wipeout because I think the Celtics are home for
L.A. looking real good, Kyrie?
Yeah.
We love you. We love you out here, Kyrie.
New York's probably looking
We love
pretty
you,
good.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Son, the weather better than New York.
Kyrie needs a co-star. He needs a fellow superstar.
No, now he does need that.
Oh, now he needs a fellow co-star? That's not what he wanted.
I'm not saying he has to be the complimentary. He just needs a co-star. That's what he needs.
He was co-starring in Cleveland.
Yeah, he was.
He was a co-star.
Boy, he made that shot.
He need to make some game 5 and get it to a game 6, make some more, and get it to a game 7. That's what he needs to do.
If you could get it a close game to the last minute, you
so in other words, he needs somebody to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So my grandma used to say, boy, the easiest job in the kitchen is stirring the pots.
Really?
Yeah. So he needs somebody to do all the work. You go buy the grocery, prepare it, cook it, and then come in there and taste just to see if it's good. Ooh, that's good. And so that's what Kyrie need, huh? He need LeBron to do all that stuff. And then he come in and hit a shot. Oh, he saved his legacy. Save your own legacy.
Yeah, but Kyrie does more than stir the pot.
Hey, I can't tell.
Kyrie tastes it in the end and says, this is good.
Hey, hold on.
I sign off.
Well, Jason Tatum said, well, I need you to prepare the meal. Jaylen Brown said, prepare the meal. Al Horford said, come on, Kyrie.
And he's saying, I need you guys to prepare the meal.
I don't know.
It's not as easy as you think, Skip, being the number one guy.
It's not.
Look how things have changed, though. His mood after that first
Oh,
game, that
he's
win,
so happy.
confident, and now
So
they have
happy.
to try to win 3 straight. The Bucks haven't lost 3 straight all year long.
Over. O-V-E-R. Done.
I don't know.
D-O-N-E.
Hey,
Done.
remember I told you in 2019 how we
Yep.
gonna get them back? Case by case. I'm gonna get them back case by case. Oh, we had a case on it.
We did
Pull the
not.
tape. Pull the
What are you
tape.
talking
Pull
about?
the tape.
We did not.
Pull the tape.
You can tell he's
I'll
just
see what I
making
can
it
do.
up.
Yeah,
I'll see
pull the
what I can
tape.
do.
Now you're fictionalizing bets to try to catch
No,
up.
Skip. You had
You finally get ahead on something. You say, "Oh, we better catch." No, we didn't.
Let me ask you a question.
We didn't bet a
Did you
case.
have the Celtics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who had the Bucks?
You.
And we put the case
We
on it.
did not
Okay,
put a case
Healy,
on
pull
it.
that tape, Healy.
Yeah,
Okay.
pull it.
Can we
Yeah,
get
please
can we get
pull
a double
it.
or nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
think
could have had a
that's gonna
case
happen?
on Philly and Toronto the other day, and you backed off on Friday. You had me.
I didn't want to do you like
backed
that.
off.
I don't do you
Yeah.
like that.
And you chickened out.
See, you like that. You try to take advantage of me. I would never
You
take
thought I
advantage.
was taking advantage of you.
How about we talk
actually,
about those two?
how about
Yes.
No mercy.
The Raptors are a 6.5-point favorite in tonight's crucial Game 5 against the Sixers. The series is tied at 2 after Toronto's win on Sunday. Kawhi Leonard has been unstoppable in the series, averaging 38 points on Philly's side. The big question is Joel Embiid's health. He has been battling an illness and only scored 11 points on Sunday. So, Shannon, who wins tonight?
I got the baby dinosaurs. Yeah, Kawhi's been unbelievable. Skip, they got no answer.
I thought that was a derisive term.
Yeah, I was like, is that still,
You-
you
you
call
still-
them that?
Until they win this series, they
Oh,
still baby dinosaurs. Kyrie, Kawhi, that T-Rex. Oh, yeah.
Well, then take the baby off.
No. He happened to play on the
don't
baby
like that
dinosaur.
name.
Call
They
them
don't
the
like that name.
Raptors because they are named after this hellacious creature that just shredded its prey, right?
That's what he did. So he a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
No,
the
no,
Raptors.
a raptor.
Oh, yeah, Velociraptor.
Velociraptor, right?
Okay, you know what? How about this? I'm going to take the Raptors. They the North. They had.
No, he the North.
Yeah, he
Come
the
on,
North.
he the North.
Yeah, he told him to kiss the New Balance. But the New Balance looking good, Skip. That thing might break out. I don't know. He's been unbelievable. The question is, Kyle Lowry going to be able to give him a little something? Skip, I don't know about you, but I've been very disappointed in Gasol because I haven't seen it. And, you know, like, okay, well, he's banging on Embiid. Well, Embiid, we don't know which Embiid we're going to get. I mean, if his tummy hurt or, you know, something else is going on, his needs.
Something's going
If
on.
Embiid is healthy, and it seems like he's only been healthy one game,
Yeah, that's true.
he cooked Gasol. The other time his knees have been bothering him, his stomach has been bothering him, something's been bothering him.
Gasol played very well on Sunday. Made a big fourth quarter three.
Whatever, Skip.
Yeah.
But here's the problem that the Sixers have. It's Ben Simmons. The last 3 games, he's averaging 9 points and 5 assists per game. In the last 3 fourth quarters, Skip, 4 total points. He's attempted 3 field goals. He has 3 assists in 26 minutes. You're not winning like that. That's an all-star.
Yeah.
And like I said, Skip, I don't know from game to game. I don't know, forget game to game. I don't know from quarter to quarter what I'm going to get from Joel Embiid. You kind of know early on if he's middling around and lagging to get up the court, yeah, it's going to probably be one of them old poop
You
games.
know early.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them emoji with the eyes and the little fumes coming off him. It's going to be one of those games, Skip.
You mean he's going to play like number 2?
Yeah, he wish he could play like that. He wish he could play like that, Skip.
Yeah.
I got the Raptors, and I got them big.
Big?
How big?
big.
How big?
You know what, Skip? I really give you what's the line, Jenny?
6 point.
I give you them 6 points.
6.5.
I give you 6 points.
You just said big. 6 isn't
10.
big. 10? Give me 10. I'll take it right now for a case.
Nope.
Ah, well, you just said
Nope,
it.
nope,
You
nope.
said
Well, what kind of
Nope.
negotiating is that? 10, you say.
'cause you know
I
what?
say, done. I
Because
take
you
it.
seem too anxious. I like when you hesitate.
Okay, wait a second.
Huh.
I'll take 10.
No, too late. Your first reaction.
Take a
Oh,
big.
I'll take.
Oh.
Okay, I'll
see,
I'll take 10.
that's the kind of reaction you got to give.
poker face.
Yes. I
Depends which Joel
when you,
shows
Hey,
up.
see, when you come out there and splash all your chips, like all your chips in the military, oh, he got something.
By the way, I watched the end arounders on Saturday when I was on the treadmill, and I was just riveted.
It's unbelievable.
Teddy KGB is just sensational. Malkovich,
He's unbelievable, Skip.
give him the money.
He's mad.
Impressive.
Okay. First of all, I am sick and tired of hearing people say number 2 is now the MVP of the playoffs, because I'm going to put this back in perspective. I'm going to tell you why I will take the Sixers tonight if you won't give me the 10 points.
No. We go head up.
Okay, I won't do that.
Taking them tonight.
But I'm going to take them tonight for no good reason, because I don't know about Joel Embiid and I don't know about the psyche, as you point out, of Ben Simmons.
Sure.
But if either or both are right, Toronto's in trouble on its home court because Philly is better than Toronto. Philly's starting five is better. I believe Philly has deeper mental toughness than number two's team has. But it's all
Jimmy
about
Butler has
he does. Yeah. I'll take his over number two's any day or night. And speaking of the last two fourth quarters, I'm just going to reiterate. Game 3, fourth quarter, number 2 made 0 field goals and 2 garbage time free throws. That's all he had to his name for game 3. And it was a winnable game for Toronto because they were on a big run at the end of the third quarter. What happened in game 4? He made 2 shots in the fourth quarter, but he missed 4 free throws and he had 2 crucial late turnovers in that game. But I'll give you this. He did make the signature shot of the game, but he made it at the end of the shot clock when you don't have any choice but to shoot that shot. And he had achieved the switch that he needed. He got the Walking Dead on him. He got Joel Embiid to switch onto him. He's the Walking Dead. He looked like he's just like this walking.
Oh, so now you out on Joel Embiid?
Well, you saw him.
It was
you just said poop emoji, right?
Yeah, that's
he was
not
doing
a good
that.
sign.
It's like he was guarding nobody. He let Ibaka go shoot a 10-foot baseline shot on him that was a big shot in the game. He guarded nobody. So he's just barely going to put a hand up. And number 2 saying, okay, I got this. I got to shoot this shot. And to his credit, he did make a decisive shot where the decision got taken out of his hand. So I'll give you that. But if you add up what's going on in the fourth quarter of the last 2 games, he scored a grand total of 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. This is cumulative for the last 2 fourth quarters. He's missed 4 free throws, 5 of 9. He's a grand total plus minus of -1 in the fourth quarters, the last 2. So is that the MVP of the playoffs?
Yeah.
I think not.
What's Kevin Durant? Plus minus.
I don't know, but I'll take Kevin Durant over this guy any day. That's just me.
They said in the playoffs. So we're not talking about moving forward. We're talking about just the playoffs.
Okay, so I don't know if Joel Embiid tonight will have the knee flu because he's got some flu in his knees. That's all I can figure out. I don't know. He's always got some weird virus, but I think they're playing it off because it's about his arthritic knees. They either feel like they can go today or they don't. You know how that goes.
Yes.
Some days you wake up, you treated all day yesterday, and somehow it took hold, and you say, man, I got a little bounce.
So damn, Joel Embiid's like 26. That's how I feel.
I know.
But I
got
played
it.
14 years.
I got it. I got it. That is true. That's what you call arthritic knees prematurely. But they are called arthritic for a reason.
Yes.
They are decaying right before your very eyes. And it's not positive going forward for the Philadelphia 76ers. The process is about to stop if he can't go.
No. Well, normally as you get older, Skip, knees don't get better. Joints don't get better as we age.
I don't think so. So the point is, I told you he's got like 1 good game in his knees every 10 or so days. Is tonight the night? And Ben Simmons, that you had all those great stats on. Again, what did he do in game 3 when his button got pushed? Remember, by Jared Dudley. Jared Dudley called him out.
Yep. So he's the average player in the
half court, right? What did he do in game 3 with no Joel Embiid?
Dropped 31.
31. He made 11 of 13 field goals and 9 of 11 free throws.
Yep.
His bugaboo, his free throw shooting, the thing that's keeping him from being a superstar. He can't make his free throws. He made 9 of 11. I thought it was really gutsy. It showed me real grit and toughness.
Skip, they maybe need to sit Joel Embiid down
You know what?
and see if they can do that again.
I wouldn't have a big issue with that.
But you have to understand also, Skip, that he has his work cut out for him. Kawhi's guarding him a lot.
Okay.
Kawhi ain't no easy victory.
Nope, I got it. I got it.
And then he's trying to guard Kawhi on the defensive end too, because they need Jimmy Butler's production, because we saw Jimmy try to guard him in game 1.
Yep.
He goes for 45, but it took so much out of Jimmy. Jimmy didn't have it.
Yep.
So now they switched it. They let Ben Simmons get on him so Jimmy can have some left for the offensive end.
Yep.
They got to look, if you don't find an answer for the cornrow guy, you're not winning this series, Skip. You're not winning this game.
They got lots of answers.
Who is it?
Well, Tobias Harris shot 2 for 13 from 3. You're always saying, I need more help. My star needs more help.
Does.
Well, 2 for 13 from 3 ain't going to get it. You know? You got to be
Well, I
better
tell you
than
what, is Allen Iverson coming back? What about Charles Barkley?
What about J.J. Redick? Did he not shoot the heck out of it the other day? You know, they need to get him more shots.
We got Serge Ibaka gave us a little something. I'm waiting on Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Where does he go? Because all I know is his game has been fleeting.
I don't know. You've got number 2, so what do
Oh,
you
we
need?
got it.
Huh?
Oh, I got it. Oh, I got him.
It's he the North. That's all you need.
He going to be in L.A. He going to be in the South.
I'll take 10 if you give them to me.
Really?
I give you the line.
Yeah.
The line.
You said they're going to win big.
They're
It
gonna
came
be,
right out
they
of
are
your
gonna
mouth.
be, no.
6 is not big.
That is big.
I'll
In a
take
playoff game?
Come on. 6?
In a playoff game.
6 is nothing. Teams, look.
Because here's the thing, Skip. This is how I know it's going to happen. Toronto will get out to this big lead. They'll bring the backups in, and the next thing you know, they'll win, but they end up in it by 8 or 9, and then I lose my case. Now, I know how this works. I tell you what, okay, if we get up at any point in time by 15 to 20 in the fourth quarter, I win. Because I don't want the starters to sit down, and then all of a sudden you guys rally to make it.
Okay, I'll take this bet that the Sixers will not fall behind by 20 in the fourth quarter for a case.
No, in the third.
Well, you
third
just
or the
said it.
fourth.
You just
third
said
or the
it.
fourth.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
trying to.
What are
I'm
you doing?
negotiating.
You keep
Skip,
making bets.
I'm
You
negotiating.
threw it out there, and I said yes.
Yes.
I'll take it. I just restated your case.
Have you ever heard about negotiations?
Negotiating?
That's not negotiation.
Yes, it is.
You said here, and I said done.
Okay,
I accept.
okay, but
That's called acceptance of proposal.
I give you 7 points.
You said 10. It
7.
came out of your mouth.
I know,
Well, you
7.
can't rescind. I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The line is 6. I'm giving you one more than the line. Vegas says this is only a 6-point game.
Quit splashing the pot.
You said you're taking him for no good reason.
No good reason.
76ers.
So 7,
That's what worries
no
me.
good reason, and 7 points.
I'm negotiating.
I know.
Setting things up. All right. Odell Beckham wore a very interesting outfit to the Met Gala last night. Maybe fashion forward. He also had some strong and interesting comments about his new team. We'll tell you about all of that and show you what he wore.
No mercy.
So how about this? Odell Beckham Jr. made heads turn last night with a sleeveless suit and kilt ensemble at the Met Gala. Well, back to football. He also made some heads turn when he spoke to GQ. The new Cleveland Browns said, quote, "I'm probably the happiest I've ever been in my life." He also said he wants to turn the Browns into the new Patriots. And then he praised his new teammate and quarterback, Baker Mayfield, saying, quote, "He's Brett Favre. He's going to be a Hall of Famer." Lots to say. Shannon, do you like all of that talk from Odell?
No, because it was just over the top. Skip, it's okay to acknowledge that there are expectations. And I'm super excited about being in Cleveland, my new home. And I'm here to try to help the Browns meet and exceed those expectations. But once you say anything Patriots related, everybody else is going to tune you out. Because we had never, in the 100-year history, this is the 100-year anniversary of the NFL, we have never seen anything like this. We will never, maybe 100 years from now, but none of us that's listening to this conversation, watching this show, will be around for that.
Yep.
Skip, no. Why you just can't say, you know what? My job is to just help the Patriots win our division and get into the playoffs.
The new Patriots.
The new Browns. Skip, does Odell know the last time the Browns won a playoff game?
Yep.
He was 2. 1994. He was 2 years old. Now he wants to jump all the way. Forget winning a playoff game. He want to go to the greatest dynasty in NFL history.
Yep.
And then he talk about Baker Mayfield going to be Brett Favre. Does he know Brett Favre only went to 2 Super Bowls? He should have said he gonna be. In order for you to be the Patriots, Baker needs to be Tom Brady.
Should have. Yep.
And Freddie Kitchens needs to be Bill Belichick. Now, you can say what you want about Bill Belichick as a head coach before he got Tom Brady, but there was no question of his defensive prowess.
Nope.
He was already thought of as a great defensive mind.
Yep.
Skip, I just thought it was over the top. I got no problem if there are expectations, and clearly there are expectations. I got no problem saying, look, I know what the expectations are, and it's my job, along with everyone else, to meet and exceed those expectations.
Yep.
But when you start talking about Patriots, man, everybody's finna start tuning you out, because ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Sometimes I think Odell is still about 2 years old, just in his approach to how he responds to things, because this was a childlike response. This was obviously Odell trying to talk himself into saying he's very happy out there in Cleveland. Remember when he said, out there, do y'all have any restaurants out there, and good restaurants?
Well, hold on. Skip, you remember when Victor Cruz was on a show similar to ours, he said Odell couldn't wrap his mind around that he had been traded.
Nope.
So how you so happy you can't wrap your mind about being traded, but you happy?
Yeah.
Those don't go together.
No. So he's trying to send a new message back to his old team, the New York Football Giants. Hey, I don't need you anymore. I've got the new Brett Favre. I'm going to be the driving force of the new Patriots. I'm happy out there in Cleveland, right? And deep down, the truth is, the sort of the painful truth of this situation is that Odell knows he got dumped by his team, by the New York football
Dave
team.
Gettleman made that crystal clear every chance he gets.
Yeah. And I think Odell is still reeling from it. I think he's still hurt by it. And he knows he's now being forced to play for the Cleveland Browns. So he's trying to build it up delusionally to me. And to your point, who is the Belichick in Cleveland? Because Freddie Kitchens obviously coaches offense, although he's never been a coordinator until the back half of last year.
Right.
And now he's a first-time head coach. Who is the new defensive coordinator in Cleveland? It's the guy, Steve Wilkes, who got fired last year in 1 year in Arizona. So he was a one-time, one-year head coach. I thought it was unfair. He should have gotten another shot, but the rest is now history with Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. But the point is, Steve Wilkes, has he ever really been a coordinator? Because
he was in D.C. in Carolina when they went to the Super Bowl.
Okay, but it's Ron Rivera's team, and Ron Rivera is a defensive guy. And to me, when you have a defensive-minded head coach, he's really the coordinator to me.
Well, he's going to have his thumbprint on it.
Okay, but the previous 3 years before that, he's with the Chargers as DB's coach. He was DB's, and Chicago DB coach. So he's never, I don't know if he's really been the coordinator, like hands-off, like it's all yours.
Well, he coordinated defense at Savannah State. That's good enough for me.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that's good. I will give you that. But that's the guy you're saying is your Bill Belichick, right?
No,
well, that's kind of how that's the leap you have to make.
He's not Bill Belichick.
Okay, so let's put Odell back into perspective here. In the games he started for the Giants, they went 25 and 35. So he didn't exactly change life in New York.
Right.
They played in one playoff game, and we know he boat tripped to South Beach to get ready for the game at Lambeau.
He goofballed that game
He goofballed. I love your new expression. I don't know where you got goofballed from. But he goofballed it up he had 2 big early drops, one in the back of the end zone. And do you realize his stats in his one playoff game were the worst of his career? 11 targets, 4 catches, 28 yards. And the final score was 38-13. Whew! And now you're trying to sell me that you're the driving force, the new driving force of the new Patriots.
Well,
right?
he better hope Baker Mayfield is not all the way Brett Favre, because there were some interceptions that kept Brett Favre's team from advancing farther than they should have.
Okay.
Because, Brett does lead the NFL in career interceptions.
All right.
I get the gunslinger and the moxie, Brett Favre. Ooh, I get all that.
But hey, if Baker Mayfield turns into Brett Favre, it's pretty great.
He'd go to the Hall of Fame if he has half a career like Brett Favre.
Okay. All right. There you go. So the final problem to Odell's comment is that the new Patriots in Cleveland ostensibly have to beat the real Patriots in Foxborough because Tom Brady says he's going to play for 3 more years. So Odell says we're going to win championships, plural, in my next 5 years in Cleveland.
He meant Ohio championships. That means beat the Bengals.
Oh, beat the Bengals. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I think they got a shot. I think they got a shot. But the real Patriots still have Tom Brady, and they are still, believe it or not, favored in Vegas to win next year's Super Bowl. Okay, so are you going to dethrone them? Because, unfortunately, Cleveland still plays in the same conference as New England, the real New England. So are you going to beat them in the AFC Championship game? I assume it's going to be in Foxborough, and Odell's going to take over the game against Brady's team. I don't know.
Odell, look, do you understand what you're up against? The Browns, once upon a time, used to be good. They're the only team that's named after an owner. Paul Brown, they were good when they had Otto Graham. They were good when they had Jim Brown. The Browns haven't been good in a very, very long time.
Yep.
And when I came into the league, the Browns were not a place people wanted to go.
Nope.
There were certain places, if the coaches say, okay, we're going to ship you to Green Bay, or we're going to ship you to New England, or we're going to ship you to Cleveland, you weren't Indy. You weren't happy about that.
Yep.
How do you go from the New York Giants, you're on television, a stable franchise, used to be, we thought of, and you go to Cleveland, and you talk about you the happiest you've ever been.
Just trying to make you believe that he is. He's trying to convince himself he's happy.
Well, that's the only person that he needs to convince, because he can't convince nobody else is that. Now, I would be happy because, I'm going to get opportunities. I got a better quarterback. But it's still, Odell, you still have to do it. Meet these expectations. Well, you're 7-8-1 last year. Your goal should be win the division. If you win the division, Skip, you get a home game, you're in the playoffs.
I also love the revisionist history from Odell. He said that the Giants just became not the right fit for me. Was he saying that before he got traded?
Hold on, time out. Wait a minute. You can't say after your partner says I want out, they say, yeah, this is what I've been looking for.
I know. We weren't the right fit anyway.
Hold on.
Right?
You would have But I tell you what, next year, Skip, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to miss May 5th or May 6th next year because I'm going to be at the Met Gala. I'm putting in my bed early. I'm going to put a call in to Miss Anna Wintour. And I did have me an outfit, an ensemble. I'm going to be very majestic.
Well, then the devil really will wear Prada, right?
No, the devil going to wear maybe Arturo.
Shannon, it is hard to get into that place. Do you feel confident?
Yeah, I feel confident. I feel very confident.
That's Tom Brady's house.
Tom looked great.
He looked great.
I noticed he didn't have that bottom button button. Did you notice that too, Skip?
Set a trend.
Yeah, he did set a trend. I tell you what, Tom Ford called Tom Brady on the phone and said, don't you ever do one of that to my garments again.
And Tom Brady said, you know what, I'll do what I want
No.
Because I just won another Super Bowl.
Life is good to be Tom.
Tom Ford don't care anything about that. He don't care nothing about that.
Well, Tom Brady doesn't care anything about what Tom Ford
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, yes, he does.
Sorry.
You know what? You're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I'm a truth teller.
You ain't
This
no
is who he
truth
is.
teller. But I'll be at the Met Gala.
Huh? Are you?
Yeah, I'll be distinguished.
What are you going to wear?
Ain't no telling.
What would you
Great.
wear?
Hey, no.
Depends on the theme, though.
No, I promise I'll be elegant. I'll be,
Elegant.
yeah, I'll be, it's gonna be over the top.
Okay, could you try to get me a ticket?
It ain't gonna be that.
That would be great. Not that.
You know, I kind of like that. actually.
No.
I didn't.
I mean, that's Tom.
He was, by the way, he was encouraged to wear that, and he was a good sport and played along.
Well, look, this is when you take chances, but
You could-
he's
you-
trying to get attention.
If you're small, and Odell is a small man. Tom Brown, you can wear those. You saw. Remember LeBron? Them had those suits, the high suit, the high pants suit, and that big man like myself can't. You gotta wear something like this here, but it'll be nice. It'll be real nice. I might come in that thing like King of Joffrey Joe Fair, King of the Munda. Have somebody throwing rose petals.
I really do actually.
You're going to go
get
in
into
one shade of gray, I think.
trying.
No, I'm not going to no.
Oh, okay, let's get back to this. Did Steph Curry and Kevin Durant cost the Warriors a win last night? Let's get Chris Broussard's thoughts. It's going to help us.
No mercy.
James Harden scored 38 points last night to lead the Rockets to a Game 4 win at home. Houston built a 17-point lead in the third, but then Golden State came back. Steph Curry hit a three with under 20 seconds left to cut Houston's lead to 2, and then the Warriors had 2 shots to tie it in the closing seconds, but both Kevin Durant and Steph Curry missed open threes. The series is now tied at 2 with Game 5 tomorrow night at Oracle. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, what was your biggest takeaway from that one?
I had 3 major takeaways. Number 1, Houston just wanted it more, which is understandable. You're down. It's a must-win game. They were 9-5 advantage in loose balls. And Houston's the 3rd worst rebounding team in the league. And they out-rebounded Golden State again by 7 as they did in Game 3. And they got 13 offensive rebounds, including 5 huge ones in the fourth quarter.
They did.
P.J. Tucker had 3, and Chris Paul, of all people, maybe the shortest guy on the floor, had 2. So that shows they just wanted it more.
I agree.
The second thing was Houston lives and dies by the 3. Period. And I don't know if that's a revelation necessarily, but they controlled the first 3 quarters because they hit 16 threes, 42%. They go 1 for 12 in the fourth, and all of a sudden, a game they had control of is now right there for the taking. And we remember Game 7, of course, they missed 27 straight. In that game.
Which they had a lead.
Right. So it'll be interesting to watch if that comes back to haunt them at some point. And then the third thing is Golden State blew an opportunity to put a stranglehold on the Rockets and really just take control of the series. Because as much as Houston dominated the play early on, they had their chances because Houston kept missing. And Draymond has played great. I hate to even bring him up in a negative way because he's been playing really well. But he had those 2 turnovers late, like the last 5.5 minutes. One dribbled off his foot.
Half court.
Right. Yeah, half court. Chris Paul steals. Those are missed opportunities. And then the layup had a drive-in layup. That was
53 seconds left. That was a shot of the game to me. If he makes that with 50, he cuts it to 3, and it tilts the score even more toward Golden State.
No question. And you got more time. So that was huge. And so they blew opportunities. And now, look, I know they have home court.
Yep.
I don't think they have control. I'm not saying Houston has control. I think this thing is there for the taking for either team. It's a pick 'em. I wouldn't be surprised if either team wins because I think it's
really.
And they had it. Golden State no longer has control of this series.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
You're going to let me go?
Let you go.
I thought it was your show.
I know you chomping at the bit.
I'm chomping because I'm going to piggyback and amplify everything you just said. For me, as a hardcore NBA playoff basketball fan, that was the prettiest, ugliest game I've ever watched. It was hard to decipher what had just happened because it was a monumental win for the home team. It's everything Daryl Morey has tried to build for years. It's all the eggs are in that one basket at home, and it's a three-point shooting basket. And in the end, they did what you said. They made 17 threes. It took 50 attempts, but they made 17. Golden State only managed 8. So it was plus 27 points from the three-point line. And trust me, it took every last one of them to hold off Golden State. And the key to the game for Houston was they just out-physicaled Golden State, and they built a 17-point lead mid-third quarter. Yep. And it took every last one of those points to hold them off because Houston turned back into bad old days Houston in the fourth quarter. That was just flat out pathetic. That they shoot 8 for 26. James Harden turned into the bad old James. You know, he shoots 3 for 11, misses all 6 three-point shots in the fourth quarter, and they managed 19 points in the fourth quarter. You should lose like that, but you had a 17-point lead. And then this is what just tore me apart because I'm rooting for Houston because I picked them to dethrone Golden State. But do you realize over the last 231 of this crucial do-or-die momentum-swinging playoff game, over the last 231, Houston managed 2 free throws. And it was one by James, and it was the first one with 11 seconds left. And then he just gags the second one, and it could have slammed the door. And then Chris Paul with 2 seconds left, he gags the first one, and I'm like, oh, here we go. They're going to get a 3 to tie, and he made the second one to slam the door. That's the only 2 points they scored in the last 231. How can I love that? Is that? And yet, I'm with you. Somehow my takeaway was Houston weirdly has momentum. They just won 2 straight games. They're going back to an oracle where they should have won game 1. I thought they got robbed in game 1. They hung in game 2. They gave a good account of themselves. So Golden State has struggled, we talked about it again and again, at home all year long. So do I give the Rockets a real good shot to win Game 5? I do. I think they feel real good about themselves, even though they nearly gave this one back.
And you're exactly right. And this, you know what, this game was reminding me of the Atlanta Patriots Super Bowl, Skip. They had this big lead.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are you still throwing the ball? Well, that's what we do.
Right.
Houston built this big lead, and they're still jacking up 3. That's what we do.
Except Golden State did not win.
That's a great, right? That's a great, because they're going to live and die. They're going to keep shooting.
And here's the thing, Skip, because you mentioned they were 1 for 12 in the fourth quarter. Golden State was 2 for 11.
I know. That's the only way they.
So if Golden State goes 4 for 11, they win the game.
Right.
I'm like, Houston, I get this is what you do. But when you build a lead like this, come on now. I mean, they shooting the 3 with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Why? You're not behind.
That's who they are.
Right.
I was like,
they're going to do it. Mike D'Antoni, that's what he's going to do.
I was like, oh, my goodness. They tried to give this game away. They really tried to, because I'm like, okay, when James Harden, they go up 17, I'm like, okay. And the next thing you know, they come down, shoot threes. They get careless with the ball. They let Draymond take the ball off the rim and go all the way down the court twice.
Yeah.
With 4 seconds. I'm like, dude, is anybody going to pick him up? And everybody looking around like.
Okay, I've seen that act before from the Houston Rockets in the postseason. I just didn't think I'd see it last night, but they got away with it.
The thing is that Klay hasn't played well. They finally got a good game from Steph Curry last night. But, you know, to Klay's credit, he normally has the toughest defensive assignment. So he's got Harden, he's got Gordon. And that's not an easy assignment. So when you have to play that type of defense, it's going to take something out of you. just like Steph Curry was struggling because Gordon kept going at him. You ain't getting no rest on the defensive end because I'm going to take some of these legs from you on the offensive end. But if you can continue to get James Harden to play Kevin Durant to a push, and you can get PJ Tucker, you get CP3, you get Gordon, and they can offset Clay and Steph, because if we take it to the bench, it's null and void for the Warriors. Austin Rivers is going to give us 10. We'll get a 3 here or there from three from Gerald Green.
Yep.
Because they're only going to get probably about 9 or 10 points, maybe 11 from the Warriors bench. Because what was a strength, an asset, is a liability. They playing Kevin Durant 45 minutes a night. Draymond and Clay are playing 41. Steph playing. That's a lot of minutes.
No question.
Okay. Allow me to go second level here. Here's the bottom line key to the first 4 games. Steph and Clay have combined for no more than 5 threes combined between the two of them in each of the first 4 games. 5, 5, 5, and 5. You realize once upon a time Steph made 7 in a quarter, and once upon a time Clay made 9 in a quarter. Yeah. We know that that they averaged together to the regular season 7 a game.
Right. One of those guys hit 14 in the game, didn't
he? Well, in a game, yeah, in a game. Okay.
So are you saying
my point is there's something wrong in there? No, it's just trouble.
So you're not saying it's because I'm thinking they're going to explode.
Okay, I keep waiting, but they haven't yet through 4 games, and I'm seeing a Golden State ball movement that's not right. And Steve Kerr talked about it after the game, and we talked about what happened in the end of the game the other night. Kevin Durant through the fourth quarter just dribbled the ball up the floor. All of a sudden, this team, beautiful ball movement, share the ball. Why Kevin left Oklahoma City and joined forces with these guys. They know how to share the ball. It doesn't look right anymore. I don't see flow. I don't see rhythm. I don't see chemistry. I see, is it my turn or your turn between Steph and KD? And last night, Steph tried to reassert himself. This is my team. I can do this. So he took over a little bit early, but he wound up making 4 of 14 threes, which was not good enough.
You know what? If I'm KD, you know what I'm hearing? Oh, we struggling now. It's my fault. Oh, we're not going to talk about how Steph had been playing like crap the first 3 games.
Okay.
But now I get it going. The ball ain't moving.
Okay, but what is the underlying subplot that's really the top plot of this team? That Kevin Durant is going to New York, right? So Steph and Clay have to be thinking, what does it matter? He's out anyway, right?
Well, that's the thing. That could go one of 2 ways. And I've said they could use it, and I thought they would. Maybe it'll play out as a galvanizing force. Like, this is our last run.
Yes,
we know this is the last time we're going to be together. We're arguably the best team ever. Let's go out with a bang. Or it could go the opposite way. And Clay, you're right. Look, Gordon and Harden, I know, and obviously they're switching some things, so he's not always on them. But that's taking something out of him. But he was 5 for 15. It looked like he was 5 for 40. I mean, I don't remember him making anything. Like, it seemed like every time he pulled up, he missed. But I take the opposite approach, Skip. I think those guys are due for an explosion. Steph was due, and last night
they're due, but will they do? Will they?
Nah, he talking about Mountain Dew. You talking about Mountain Dew? He talking about they due for a big night.
I think it's coming at one. I think it's coming in one of these games. In fact, I'm saying it's coming in game 5. Those 2, Clay will be hot, and they will. I'm not saying he's going to go off for 40, but I think he'll hit his shot.
When those 2 start at home,
then it's over. And I didn't want to bring this up, but. Because I understand Kevin Durant missing that open 3. I understand Steph missing that next 3.
You understand it?
I'm just saying if it was another guy who wears purple and gold,
he's irrelevant.
He would be getting crushed.
Skip, don't do that.
By a certain person on this desk.
Skip, that's so unbecoming to you. I can't even believe you would do that. That's not like you, Skip.
It was a 3-point game, so you had to take that shot. Where that guy, number 23, the fake number 23, where he would get crushed is if it's a 2-point game and he pulls up and takes a 3 instead of driving and going to the free throw line.
Well, I know you know this because we were talking about it earlier this year. LeBron won like 8 of them. They had like 50 awards, but they polled 30 general managers. Which player would you want to take the last shot with the game on the line? 40% of those 30 polls said Kevin Durant. 27% said Steph Curry. 17% said LeBron James. In the last 10 seconds of a game in their playoff career, Kevin Durant is 2 of 13. That's 15%. That's not good, Chris. Steph Curry is 2 of 9. That's 22%. That's not good, Chris. LeBron James is 9 of 22. The guy that finished 3rd is the best in last second in the playoffs.
That's a fact.
But the deeper fact is Kevin Durant is gone. And so right now his psyche is not right. And some heckler last night kept yelling, New York Knicks, New York Knicks. And I think it got to him. He's got thin skin. It was getting under his skin.
Well, I mean,
he's out.
How you think?
Well, and the
Brad
other
feel?
guys got a lot of reason to go too. His partner,
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Kyrie,
Yeah.
I think he's on the way. I think he's packed
Right.
his bags.
both of them.
But look at so now that's bothering KD.
Yep.
When they were talking about in Indiana.
Look, KD played well.
Yeah.
He put
He
up
has
numbers
been playing
34
well.
that LeBron only dreams about. 34.
Is that what it is? All right, we're going to talk about that
least I
guy
made you
that
laugh.
Skip likes to call number 2 up in Toronto. Are they going to beat the Sixers
whack.
tonight? We'll discuss that series next.
No mercy.
We've got a crucial Game 5 in Toronto between the Raptors and Sixers tonight. Kawhi Leonard has been unstoppable in the series, averaging 38 points. On Philly's side, the big question is Joel Embiid's health. He has been battling an illness and only scored 11 points on Sunday. We're joined once again by Chris Broussard. Chris, who wins tonight?
My pick was Toronto in 6. I feel good about that. I'm going with the Raptors to win tonight. And so obviously I got them winning the next 2. Okay. The question for me with Philadelphia entering the postseason was their mental toughness and maturity. And I do think Jimmy Butler has definitely given them some mental toughness.
Absolutely.
You know, I think Embiid's battled through some things, so I'll give him credit. But I still don't think he and Ben Simmons are ready yet to put away a really good team. And Embiid, I don't want to, I don't know exactly what's going on with the illness, but it's just a little strange and bothersome. The stomach illnesses, it's not, we're not even talking about the knees right now. And I don't think he eats right. Is that coming back to bite him? I don't know, but it's disconcerting. When's the last time we heard about a guy just having stomach problems and things like this in a series like this, game after game, and it comes and goes and all that? So I don't know what's going on with that. Ben Simmons is MIA. MIA. I mean, 10 points, 7 rebounds, less than 5 assists a game.
I saw him in the post office yesterday.
Where was it they were putting them up? Was that New York, Indiana? No, Brooklyn. They were putting those up.
Yeah, I saw him.
I mean, and he's shooting 54% from the floor. So it's not like he's off. He's just not doing anything. And I know defensively he is a good defender, but you can't say he's slowing down Kawhi, making it tough for him.
No, he's not.
He's shooting 62%, which gets me to Kawhi. He is in control. I know it hurts you, Skip. This dude is in absolute control of the series.
Yeah, Janet Jackson type control.
When you shoot 62% and you average 38 points a game, they got nothing for him. No thing for him. And then they beat him in Game 4 with Pascal Siakam playing his worst game of the postseason with the leg injury. I think he'll bounce back from that and play a typically strong game that he's put up in these playoffs. So I got Toronto winning. I think late in the series, playoff experience gets more and more important.
Yep.
And who are the guys with the winning experience at this level? Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, nobody in Philadelphia. So they're just too young. They're not quite ready.
I'm about to refute everything that Chris Broussard just said because he is that guy you spoke of.
You don't say his name.
He's an
You're going to have to start calling his name. He's getting too big.
His name.
He's getting
I
too
think
big
we
and
should
too
not.
good.
He's so good.
Absolute control, you said, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's look at the last 2 fourth quarters, shall we? Because number 2 has played like number 2 in the fourth quarters of the last 2 games, 3 and 4. Game 3, fourth quarter, they're on a run in the third quarter. They're right there. They're only down 7. It looked like they had it. They were on actually a, 21-6 run. And all of a sudden, number 2, right on schedule, as he did in San Antonio for a whole year, he just disappeared in the fourth quarter. He made no field goals in the fourth quarter, 0. He made 2 late free throws in garbage time after they had given up a 21-2 run, and he was on the floor for much of that run. Do you trust him? I don't.
I do.
I learned not to trust him. Then what happened in Game 4? He made all of 2 shots in the fourth quarter, one early, and then I'll give you the one late. But in between, he missed not 1, 2, or 3. He missed 4 free throws. He's in complete control, says Chris Broussard, but he missed 4 free throws, and he had 2 late turnovers. Once he just dribbled the ball off his foot out of bounds. That's complete control to me, like out of control. That's what that is. So we've seen him in the fourth quarter finally make one big shot. And why did he make it? Because the clock was 3, 2, 1. I got no choice. I'm going to shoot this. But what did he just achieve? A switch. He got the Walking Dead on him. He got Joel Embiid, who's got knee flu. That's what he's got. He's got knee flu. He can't walk. He can't jump.
He's still a 7-footer.
Yeah, okay, and you know what he does? He does this. That's what he does. That's what he was doing to Ibaka. Ibaka made 2 big jump shots on the baseline in the fourth quarter. He did this from underneath the basket. Hi.
Skip, you said that 3-point shot was what?
Yeah.
That was huge.
3, 2, 1. I got to shoot this.
I know a guy that
I got Embiid on me. I can shoot this
Chris,
over Embiid.
you and I both know a guy that had that same opportunity last night, a 3. It was
That's
5,
right.
4, 3,
That's
and
right.
what happened?
I got to shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Skip.
I don't think that was that wasn't at the clock.
Why you okay?
About? So again, can you defend either of those fourth quarters? Because I can't.
No, I'm
How
not.
do you miss 4 free throws in the fourth
I love
quarter?
how you just brush over side that 3. Yeah, he hit the. I give you the
You know
shot.
what, Skip?
That
You're
was
absolutely
huge.
right.
And it came with minute and 1 second. Like, it wasn't like it was a walk-off.
Oh, see, there you go.
Well,
See,
I'm serious.
look,
Put them up 4 with
if
a
I'm
minute
not,
left.
If I'm not mistaken, my math is, so bear with me a little bit. They play 4 games, 4 quarters per game. That's 16 quarters. So you're just going to pick out 2 quarters.
Well, they're the 2 quarters of the last
okay, what about
pivotal games.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
and who won those last games?
Yeah, well,
And who won?
Well, one went one way and one
Okay,
went the other way.
so he's had 14 exemplary quarters, and you just want to pick out the 2 in which he didn't play well.
Well, I just keep hearing he's the MVP of the playoffs.
30
Baloney. Baloney.
Let me ask you a question.
Baloney. Show me.
38-9.
Take it over. Take it over.
38-9.
Huh.
38 points, 9 rebounds on 62%, and he's shooting 46% from the 3.
Good.
And he's
What's the score of the
defending.
series?
2-2.
What's the score? And how many games has Joel Embiid actually played like Joel Embiid?
That's not Kawhi's fault.
One.
Right.
That's not Kawhi's fault.
That's what I'm talking. And you
This-
seem to be coming around on Embiid with that too.
With what?
Just he's not. I don't want to
I
hear
don't know what it
excuses
is.
from him. Right?
It's his knees. He's got arthritic knees, and he'll play like one good game out of 10 days.
Turnaround is
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
affecting it.
Yeah.
Well, then he needs to stop talking about his stomach. You know,
Right.
all of the man talking about, oh, I got a stomach.
You know what?
I mean, he's like a baby. He's either
What
spitting
is
up or
that?
hooping all day.
Here's the other
not
thing.
a
I got it. But I think they're covering for the knees.
Something.
They keep saying he's got a virus. Then last week he had 2 viruses at one
That's
time.
what I'm saying. What
are
is
you
going
talking
on?
about? What are you talking about? He didn't look like he had a virus. He
But
just looked like he couldn't run or jump.
But if you look at all the series, Skip,
Yep.
what's the one common denominator theme? The superstars that are playing well is 2-2. You look
Okay.
at Joker, you look at James Harden, KD, you look at Kawhi, you look at Dame Lillard. You look at the one superstar that's not playing well, and what's happening? Kyrie. It's a 3-1 series.
Okay.
So my guy, Kawhi.
Philly does have a second potential. I don't know if I'll go superstar, but I'll go star. And you just talked about Ben Simmons. You also previously talked about Steph and Clay are due in Game 5. You know what? Ben Simmons is due because I've seen him. I've seen it at Brooklyn. That was a big night for him. Brooklyn was pretty good, and they had them kind of on the ropes in Game 3 at Brooklyn with his wanted poster outside.
Yeah. Right.
And no Joel Embiid playing in that game. And what did he do? He goes for 31 on 11 or 13 shots. He destroyed them because Jared Dudley pushed his button.
Here's the difference.
That guy right there.
Well, yeah, right. And I mean, what did Brooklyn, their whole strength was their perimeter. Dinwiddie, LeVert, D'Angelo Russell, like all guards. And I get the Jared Allen's
got
at
a
the
shot
rim.
blocker.
But outside of him, they're not a big team. They're not a physical team.
Okay.
The Raptors are big and physical, and obviously Simmons did his damage around the rim. So I don't see. He can't be due because he can't shoot. That's what I mean.
Well, that
the
night
layups are there every night.
He made
if he
9
wants
of
to
11
take them.
free throws in a big game where he was in the spotlight, right?
But the difference is, Skip, is you see that guy number 2, the guy you call number 2. You remember
the quitter?
You remember?
I know him.
Skip,
I
stop
know
saying
him.
that,
I know
Skip.
him all too well. You cannot trust
You
him
remember-
under fire.
You remember in the regular season when they went to Toronto and Ben Simmons went up against Kawhi for the first time, he had 11 turnovers. It was very difficult for him to get the ball past half court. So he's not going to, if Ben Simmons, if
we'll
Joel
see.
Embiid doesn't play,
we'll
he
see.
can't get, you think he'll get 31 points against Kawhi?
He's due.
I bet you 100.
If that's what y'all banking on in Philly, it's gonna have to be
I'm not
Embiid.
y'all. I'm just me.
It's gonna have to be Embiid because it's not gonna be Simmons.
Maybe it will. I don't know. Somehow,
He
some
might
way,
have a solid game, but not
I
30.
just think Philly's going to win this game.
Kawhi might drop 40.
Somehow, some way.
Skip, if the man, okay, how about this? If he drops 40 tonight and they win, you call him Kawhi tomorrow.
I like that.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
What
Skip.
will it take to get him a championship?
He quit on
Kawhi?
the Spurs.
He didn't quit, Skip. He was injured.
Played 11 games.
Skip, he was injured.
He was not. He had the thigh bruise.
Yeah.
You know, he
He-
wanted out and he got out. So
it-
he the North. So it's his. What are they? 6-point favorites?
Got out,
It's
yeah.
up to him.
You know
Pressure
what?
is
You know what,
on.
Skip?
Spotlight is on. Now let's see how he feels.
All right.
He
And
the
guess
North.
what?
That's fair.
The new
Let's
team,
see what he
you
does.
gonna let him have 22
That's
games?
fair.
Hey, Kawhi, you gonna be able to give us that next year in the playoff?
Yeah.
Take 22 games this year.
No, but see, that's what I'm worried about, that it's going to be a trend
Yeah,
now
don't worry about
because
it.
we're seeing it
I don't
work.
like that.
That
I don't
part-
like 22 games just because I want to rest.
Yeah.
At what is he? 28 years old?
Yeah.
It's
No,
just,
that-
I don't
You like
want it to
playoff wins?
become an
You
issue
like
that we're
38-9?
dealing with.
Well, like Jen said, that's going to become a trend. Is that what?
Yeah.
We don't want that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's great to watch. I'm conflicted
Social
every time
media
I watch
became.
him because I
Guess
love
what
it.
else became a trend
But he
that we
rested.
like?
Gotta play.
Social media. That's a trend.
That's
You
different.
think it's going anywhere?
You know
Exactly.
what? Cut the season to 65 games.
No,
I'll
no,
be
you-
fine with
no,
that.
no.
Yeah, they don't want to
Come
cut
on.
that
No,
money.
no,
They
don't
want to
pay.
cut that
If
loot.
he is that great, give me 10 points. You already said you would.
No.
And you chickened out again.
These are tough.
Hey, all those,
You
yeah, we
moonwalked it.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
we'll see how this thing. I mean,
Oh,
there's a-
we'll see?
Yeah, yeah. We still got.
Still got some.
Oh yeah, we still got.
You
50
got
minutes.
Giannis and Kawhi about to match up. Now that's gonna be a heck of a.
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
it's over now.
You're already,
it's over.
you're already
Right.
going
I
there?
told you, Toronto is
well,
6.
we know Giannis going. Yeah, it's over for your team.
That's not my team.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Celtics.
he's,
Oh, you talking about Kyrie? Kyrie saved LeBron's legacy. Now can he save his own?
Speaking of LeBron,
There's
actually,
no
guys,
legacy left.
we need to talk about someone else coming up. Chris, thank you for joining us. We want to know about, this new possible head coach for the Lakers. Will LeBron
Oh, here
be
we go.
happy? We'll discuss that with Rick Buchanan.
Yeah, we're gonna be very happy.
No mercy.
So here's the latest, guys, with the Lakers coaching search. Chris Haynes from Yahoo reported they're in the process of working on a contract with Ty Lue. But Woj reported that the Lakers were ready to make Monty Williams an offer to be their next coach. And they were very surprised when he took the Suns' job. All right, Rick Bucher back with us today. So, Rick,
Yes.
the Lakers decide to go with Ty Lue. Is this going to make LeBron happy?
Happier than the Lakers. It is his guy, and it is somebody he's familiar with, and it is a guy who, if championships are still the direction that they want to go, that he's the guy that's best suited to be able to get them there with LeBron. However, Monty Williams chose the Phoenix Suns, the worst team in the Western Conference, over the Lakers. And the happiness of the rest of the team is the question. That's why the Lakers were attracted to Monty Williams, because they felt he's a clutch guy. LeBron will be comfortable with him, but it's not going to have the guise of we're building Cleveland West and LeBron gets everything he wants. And the young guys would feel like, hey, we can forge a relationship with this guy. Now it's a matter of, it's the LeBron show. It's LeBron's guy. And he's only developed put together veteran players to play for championships. How is this guy going to forward our careers? So, yes, I believe that LeBron is satisfied, but if you're talking about the rest of the franchise and the rest of the roster, they're all looking at this, and it's more of a slumped shoulder reaction.
And by the way, you were the first to report that the rest of the roster did not want Ty Lue.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, this will make LeBron very happy, and they should try to appease their centerpiece first. But this is another bad look for the Lakers because there's a difference. Because Monty Williams is looking at, okay, $5 or $6 million over 5 or 6 years for a team that wants me, or $5 or $6 million for a team that possibly wants me. You see, the Lakers are still holding on to the notion, we the Lakers, in name only. The prestige is gone, Genie Bus. So you better stop, because here's the thing. Since free agency, as we know it has happened, you got two. You got Shaq, you got LeBron, and you missed on everything else in between. Kobe couldn't recruit, because remember, Dwight Howard got traded. You couldn't get LaMarcus Aldridge. You couldn't get Melo Anthony. So this notion about the Lakers being this great landing spot for free agency, and everybody can't wait, that's not true. So, Jeannie Buss, this is a bad look, because guess what? You loaded up all your brothers. You loaded up the Rambuses. Woo, the brains of the operation seems to be. You took Phil Jackson down there. You took even the bus boy. And you went and had a talk with Monty Williams. If you loved him so much, make him an offer on the spot, make him the head coach. You didn't do it because you thought you could drag your feet. We the Lakers, you'll wait on us. He didn't. So now you look bad. So you got no choice but to hire T. Lue.
Do you believe an offer was made to Monty Williams?
I don't believe an offer was made.
Okay.
But
it was made clear that he was
in the mix.
in fact, he was number one on their list?
he was number one on a lot of lists. I was even hearing if Philadelphia ran into trouble that he could inherit that
there
job.
you go.
So he was very favorable. He had people in the league telling him, his mentors, be cautious about that Lakers job. It's a no-win situation because the expectations are going to be very high because LeBron is there, but the goods are not there. Phoenix, there are no expectations.
See, Skip.
So
what's the word that he kept using? That E word. That expectation. Everybody don't want that, Skip.
This is what's damning though, is because the Lakers did move a little bit off of we're the Lakers, we just get what we want. They flew to Philadelphia. They flew everybody to Philadelphia to meet with Monty.
Yeah.
And Monty still said,
wow,
thanks, but no thanks.
He
didn't wait out.
Well, he might have been horrified by that.
the entourage,
right?
He's like, hold on.
What?
Linda
What?
Kurt?
Point.
What?
Why am I meeting?
Wait, all the brothers are here?
Why am I meeting with someone other than Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
Yes. Which one of you am I supposed to talk to?
Yes, whatever I need to know, Skip.
And wait a second. What did happen to Magic Johnson? Where is he?
Yeah.
Right? What happened? So what got me was, why wouldn't then Jeannie and or Linda Rambis move to a plan C? Why would they go to a plan B of Ty Lue? Because they could have, right now as we speak, they could go in another coaching direction if they didn't want to look like they were catering to LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible there's some unknown candidate on their list that we don't know yet?
Well, look, Jason Kidd and Mark Jackson were mentioned at various times.
Okay.
And I feel badly for Jason because he has this image now of a guy who is, I don't know, radioactive, a little toxic. He wasn't really in the running. If you're talking about a guy who has developed young players, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, and a guy who has dealt with veteran players, you have that in Jason Kidd. So if you were looking for an alternative guy, to me, he should have been in the mix, and that would have been a great option.
So are you convinced that Ty Lue is up to dealing with this new circus, which is even a bigger circus than what was going on in Cleveland?
If they make the money right.
Well, can money buy that happiness?
Because here's the thing.
Can it buy your health?
He mentioned expectations. He knows he's coached LeBron for 3 years. So he knows what comes along with it. So if I'm going to have to get EKGs every other week, it needs to be worth my while.
Yeah, the health of Ty Lue, it should still be a concern about how much of a strain is this going to be on him. It's the reason why, people are saying, well, nobody touched him this year. Look, he took himself out of the equation for this year to get healthy.
Right.
Is this going to be any less stressful than the situation that he left in Cleveland? I mean, that was the same situation. You had veterans, and then you said, this isn't working, and we're supposed to play for a championship. Let's change it up in midstream. Now you take this and make this happen. Oh, that's not happening either. And this is look, there's no way around it. They are in a difficult position. This is not an attractive job right now. The expectations are high, and the talent level is not commensurate with that.
So in other words, you're trying to tell us what I've been saying all along. The expectations are higher than the talent level that's on the team.
No question.
Oh, lo and behold.
Wait, lo and behold, they have the best player on the planet.
One player. But it's a team sport. Now, if it was golf, you say Tiger might not have the best caddy, but he was the best player for those 4 days at the Masters. And he could pull that off.
I think he might have the best caddy.
Well,
that's just me.
Okay, we can debate that another day. Okay. But we clearly know this is not the best roster for what the Lakers are expected to do. Okay. That's contend for titles year in and year out.
Got it. Back to Mr. Bucher. What was your takeaway from LeBron on the shop? Basically saying that the bridge has been burned between him and the guy who recruited him, quote unquote, Magic Johnson. And LeBron went so far as to say he didn't even call me to tell me kiss my ass,
Yeah.
like he'd given up on LeBron somehow, right?
Yes.
What's your bottom line from that?
Bottom line is that LeBron has moved on. It wasn't that big of a deal that Magic left.
Really?
Ultimately. Yeah. Disappointed in how it went down.
Correct.
You could have done me the courtesy of saying, hey, by the way, this is going on, I'm out. Did it right before a game. He had to hear it from second hand, from his right hand.
Right.
That's right.
And look, I think LeBron he didn't come here for Magic Johnson. He came here for his own purposes. He came here because the Lakers are still a more attractive brand than the Clippers. But all that said, Magic, you and I sat down. You were at my house.
Yeah.
Like, could you do me at least the courtesy? And I would say the same thing with Jeannie Buss and Magic for as long as their relationship is. You're just going to hold an impromptu press conference and say, see ya.
Well,
It's a bad look all the way around. But emotionally, I think LeBron is like, look, I didn't really come here to play for
He did
Magic.
not. I agree with that.
So,
But Skip, I can see how he did Jeannie. Hold on, you ain't have no problem sending messages between me to Rob Pelinka. Deuces, you hear, you see me when you see me.
Okay.
But LeBron, now you went to this man's house. You were in his driveway for an hour or two before free agency started. And you were the only one that got the meeting. Rob didn't show up. Jeannie Buss or none of her brothers showed up. So we talking about how we going to get the Lakers back. And you can't give me the common courtesy to hit your boy? You know what?
Well, at least hit him 24 hours later when the smoke
Or,
is cleared
my
and you
bad.
say, hey,
Emotions were high.
just so you know what really happened,
Yeah.
this happened. LeBron got no call, not even,
LeBron said,
not
we good,
before
we cool.
or after.
Hey, we cool though. It's all good.
I'm stunned that you would have this show this long after that event. And by all indications,
No
they
contact.
still have not
Yeah.
talked to each other.
Shocking.
Because
Really?
remember, Magic told TMZ one day in Beverly
Yeah.
Hills, I still talk to Jeannie every day. That's what he said.
Oh, and
every day.
I'm going to help the Lakers recruit this summer.
They're going to dinner, and it's all fine. I just think
Shaquille
it's
O'Neal
all-
was going to run the Sacramento Kings too. So
Oh, okay.
sometimes it
Interesting.
sounds good.
Skip.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Magic, you really hadn't got anybody. LeBron came. LeBron was that person that just showed up and moved into your house while you were away.
It was Peyton Manning to John
Right.
Elway. He just said, hey, can I play?
You had a chance for Paul George, you didn't get him. You had a chance for the trade for Kawhi, you didn't get him. So I don't know how we look at this as a success for Magic.
Can't.
Oh no.
No.
And look, trying to get free agents is one thing.
Yeah.
When you don't have that structure, but there's also just business decorum.
Yes.
Going forward, like what relationship would LeBron and Magic have after this moving forward? You're still two of the biggest presences in this town.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, why wouldn't you want to continue to have
Right.
a
We might
relationship?
do business together, Skip.
Might. Those are
think they'll
two
get
big
there.
business.
Just because we not together don't mean we can't do business together.
No, 100%. Look, people are surprised by this all the time because I keep looking around the league to see, like, who could they get? You need to find somebody who's in trouble.
Right.
If the Rockets get run out and they're up against a cap situation, does Chris Paul suddenly become
Oh, no.
an element? Okay, but hold on. I'm just throwing that out there. Draymond Green and his situation. Now, people are surprised because they're like, Draymond Green and LeBron, would they get along? Could they?
Well,
look, those
they're
guys
business partners.
No, they are.
Yeah, they
look,
are.
Draymond has said it to me. He goes, LeBron's family. Those guys may compete on the court, but off it, they have a relationship. They're
Boy,
taking
he-
advantage
he-
of that. Why
he
wouldn't?
calls a lot of family the B word, doesn't he?
Yeah, we know who he called one. He called one crying in one breath, and then 2 years later called him a female dog. Didn't he, Skip? Didn't he, Jenny?
You could have warned me what can that I was opening.
Yeah, yeah. You were
That's what he did, dude. You talk about how he did that. Everybody heard it.
forgiving. He does get over stuff, LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron very forgiving.
He always gets over.
Because you know why?
I see.
Because forgiveness is a great attribute to have, but it's only afforded to the strong. The weak can never forgive.
Who said that?
Oh, Skip Bayless. But let me get up here. I don't want
Reverend
to
Sharpe just showed up.
Skip Bayless, hope back in the middle of here.
You want to say that again? That sounded so good.
Oh, Skip. That's how
Somebody
LeBron
give me
is.
a hallelujah.
Was that Reverend Sharpe Ton? I think it was.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that really worked. I don't even know how to transition out of that. I'm just
Yeah.
going to go for it. We're
Jenny,
going to talk about the
speechless.
Warriors. Are we going to start panicking about this team after back-to-back losses? We'll discuss what they're up to next.
No mercy.
had a huge win last night to tie up their series with the Warriors. James Harden scored a game-high 38 points, including 6 3-pointers. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry combined for 64, but they both missed threes in the closing seconds that could have tied it. Game 5 is tomorrow at Oracle. Bleacher Report senior writer Rick Bucher still with us. Who is in control of the series, Rick?
What's interesting to me is no one is in control. This is wide open.
Wow.
I do expect the Warriors to still win the series. They have the home court advantage. They still have Kevin Durant, who's playing on another level. So ultimately, that's where I see things going. And to underscore, yes, it was a big win for the Rockets. But at the end of that game, I saw a champion's pride, and I saw a wannabe's nervousness.
That's true.
Rockets did not close well. That game should not have been in doubt, and actually it was. You take that on the road in Oracle. Oracle has lost a lot of its mystique, but not all of it. And ultimately, that's going to be the difference. Home court, I believe, is still going to be the difference because of the role players. But all that said, Steve Kerr played a card to shorten this series. He started his Hampton 5. He started his best lineup. He only used his bench for 46 minutes in last night's game. They are running on fumes, and they know that they are up against it. So I could see this going either way. I expect the Warriors to win, but at some point, this is going to catch up with them. They played a card last night that did not work for them because they wanted this to be a five-game series. Now it's going to be 6 or longer.
Yep, good point.
Well, you mentioned it. Kevin Durant's playing 45 minutes a game. Clay's playing 41. Draymond 41. Steph 39 and a half.
And I've got Steph.
That's what he's averaging in the series.
Yes, no. But last night, Steph played 43.
Yeah.
And they're targeting him defensively.
Yes.
That's where he is getting worn down. That's why you're not seeing the same offense.
Yeah. But I got the Warriors in control. For all the reasons that he mentioned, they still have home court. All they have to do is protect home. They don't have to do anything else other than protect home. It's up to the Rockets to somehow go in and win one of these games in Oracle and then hold serve in their own building. So they're the ones that's up against it. And what we've seen normally, when it gets to a game 7, the home team normally wins. And especially you would expect the home team to win that's led by Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. It would be a monumental upset, maybe one of the biggest upsets in NBA history for a team of that caliber, with that kind of weaponry, to lose on their home court in the game 7. I don't see it happening, Skip. But these teams know each other very well. The Rockets built their roster. They play a certain type of way to unseat Golden State. They're all about the three-point shot. Daryl Morey says, our goal is to try to get up 50 of them. And if we can hit somewhere between 20 and 20.
They got up 50 last night.
If we can hit between 20 and 22 of them, we're going to topple just about everybody. They built this roster to take down the Golden State Warriors. The question is, can they win 2 of the last 3 games in order to do it?
And my answer is yes, they can.
Okay.
And I think the easiest game for them to win, quote unquote, is game 5. I believe they imposed their physical will in Houston in 3 and 4 on the Hampton 5. All those minutes and all the physicality that Steve Kerr acknowledged after the game last night, because he said they've got a lot of middle linebackers on that team. They're sturdy, and we're like volleyball players, long and lean.
A little different.
Everybody tries to be physical with us because they should. That's the best way to try to beat us. That's exactly what Houston got away with doing last night. That was a football of a basketball game. I appreciated the refs reffed it more like a 90s NBA playoff game. It was throwback. It had, like, a lot of physicality was overlooked. Like, okay, you guys are pushing and shoving each other. It's okay. It's okay. We'll go on. Okay, CP3, you and Kevin, you're getting into it, but we'll look the other way. They didn't do, woo,
they didn't text, no text.
No text, right?
Yep.
And I think Chris did get a little bit under Kevin's skin. I think that heckler behind the TNT crew, they yelling, New York Knicks, started to get to Kevin, but just the overall offensive rebounding physicality started to wear on Golden State. And I agree with you. It became the prettiest, ugliest game down the stretch I think I've ever watched because it was a big win for the Houston Rockets, but they did not close.
Yep.
They made 2 free throws in the last 2 minutes and 13 seconds of that game, and before and after each of those free throws, something really bad happened because there was a big free throw miss, and then obviously Chris missed his first free throw and then made one.
Yeah.
And they couldn't slam the door in either case. But that's the only 2 points they scored in the last 2:13. That's not good. That's like old Houston Rockets.
Yep.
That's the team you can't trust. But I think they go to Golden State in Game 5 with a little bit of momentum. They've won 2. They feel good about how they played in Game 1 and Game 2 at Oracle. And I'm going to say it one more time. And you said there's still a little mystique, but they lost 6 games at Oracle this year by 20-plus points and 2 games at home by 30-plus points.
Yeah.
So it's not like they own that building anymore. And you've been there a lot.
It's not close.
Not the same.
And I will tell you, the atmosphere is not the same. The energy is not the same. Not just because of the way the Warriors are playing, but it's a different crowd. Those tickets have become expensive now.
Right.
Really?
It's a different audience. And I'm really interested to see when they go to the Chase
they
Center in
move.
San Francisco, how different is that going to be?
think about
Because those
that.
prices are going even higher. Is this going to be like the 49ers going to Levi Stadium,
Yeah,
where suddenly,
price
all
of-
the complaints about Candlestick Park, but man, that was a cauldron that you
was.
went into, and it had an atmosphere. We'll see where this goes. I agree with you in terms of the Rockets, what they did for 46 minutes. It wasn't, everybody's talking about Steph's offense and KD's shots and all of that. The Warriors could not get stops when they needed them. There were guys going to the rim, and anytime they went to their bench, then it was wide open.
Yep.
What troubled me is that the Rockets stopped doing that. Shooting threes is fine, but you have to have the counter, which is if you close on me, I'm going by you and I'm going all the way to the rim.
Right.
They did that for the most part during that game. They didn't do it for the last 2 minutes, and it was there for the taking. So if they learn from that, then
That's correct.
Then I think that this could be very
So
interesting.
from what you're hearing, how do you believe the psyches of Steph, Clay, Draymond are affected by the foregone conclusion that Kevin Durant is gone?
It's interesting because I'm working on a story about this very thing, and I've talked to a lot of the Warriors about this. Because at the beginning of the year, they refused to accept that there was any similarity between them and the Last Dance Bulls. Now, this was when everybody in training camp was saying, Clay was, hey, I'm content here. KD was like, I could have signed a long-term deal, but I just want to leave my options open. Draymond was, I expect to be a Warrior for a long time. They have all admitted to me, yeah, we've thought about it. Yeah, we realize this could be the end, not only just for the free agents, but for guys like Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston. Do they want to continue playing? They still have contracts, but do we want to continue playing at this point? It is hanging over them. And the distinction is the Bulls used it as a rallying cry.
By the way, clarify, it's the 98 Bulls.
The 98
I covered
Bulls.
that team in
Yes.
Chicago, and it was Michael Jordan's last hurrah.
And Phil's.
And Phil, everybody knew they were gone.
They were gone. At the beginning of the year, they knew that they were going, and so Phil made it a rallying cry. It's the last dance.
Yeah.
We know this is going to be our last, and that kept them together. The Warriors have not done that. It's Draymond Green told me, yeah, we've talked about it, but we have not used it as a rallying cry. So the idea that now you're suddenly going to embrace it, that you're all going to get together and say, hey, let's win this. I don't know that you can suddenly flip that switch. It's going to feel too artificial at this point.
You still love those Warriors?
The Warriors gonna win it, but I'm just the
whole thing?
I want this thing to come apart. I just want it to come apart at the seams because get KD, get Clay. We take somebody.
You'll say,
Just ready to
It
move
might it might come apart, but I don't know how many of those parts are headed your direction.
I don't know.
We
Vegas
get
does
something.
have the Warriors as early 6-point favorites for Game 5. So Vegas, you don't go against them a lot.
Don't go
around
against
here.
Vegas.
But we'll see if they can come together. If they even have time to. Rick, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I give you 4, Skip. You want it? I give you Rockets. and
4?
I like that 6.
Yeah, 6.
Huh? Well, you won't even give me what Vegas is? Come on.
Okay, I give you
Have
6.
some
I give you
guts.
6.
Ooh.
Really?
Where did that come
Okay, I'll
from?
take that.
All right. We're done?
Yep.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Close? Hey, we're talking about the Giants next. Did they make the worst draft pick ever? Possibly. We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Daniel Jones' selection with the 6th pick to the Giants had a lot of people scratching their head, but this story might top that. The New York Daily News reports that at least one team asked Jones before the draft if he was willing to work out for them as a tight end, since they didn't think he was good enough to play quarterback. Shannon, what? Does this surprise you?
We've seen teams ask guys. We saw Lamar Jackson. They asked Lamar to try at wide receiver. Bill Polian, who's in the Hall of Fame, the great Indianapolis Colts and Buffalo Bills, the guy that built those teams, thought Lamar Jackson should be a slot receiver.
He did.
But Lamar Jackson went with the 32nd pick. That's a whole. Trace McSorley is a guy that a lot of teams asked him to try it at DB.
True.
And he's like, nah, I want to try quarterback. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep. I think he's a quarterback.
Yeah, as a quarterback.
Sure. Yeah.
Skip, for a team to ask a player to try a different position and said player goes as a top 10 pick, the 6th overall pick at the quarterback position, something's off. Either I'm off, that guy's off, or they're just way off the ball and missed on this guy. I've never seen anything that the pendulum swing this much. See, like I said, if Daniel Jones goes as the 17th pick, he goes as the 24th pick. Skip, I mean, people are like, well, I still,
Yep, I agree.
I don't think we would have the questions that we have about him going as the 6th pick in the draft.
We would not.
But this is not a good look for the Giants. Skip, this guy better hit it.
I know.
Dave Gettleman better be right on this one. He better hit this out of the park. Because if he doesn't, he's gone. He's gone.
Dave Gettleman is looking worse and worse by this breaking story.
Yeah.
And I tried to look at the silver lining. Well, at least somebody thought Daniel Jones was athletic enough he could maybe play tight end, right? Because it requires a little athletic ability to be a tight end, right?
It does,
just
yes,
a little
it does.
bit.
A lot of bits. Don't do
Just
that.
a little bit. I don't know,
Don't
just
do
a
that.
little
Don't
bit.
do that.
I'm going to say this again. I have been covering NFL drafts, and I'm a draft nick, as you know, since the middle 1970s. Never have I seen a pick come so out of left field, so out of nowhere as this one. Again, I watched this kid, 4 or 5 times when he was at Duke last year, just because I do like David Cutcliffe. Not once did I even think of him as a draft pick. I thought, I don't know what I thought, but maybe like a camp arm or, he's a Cutcliffe guy. But again, David Cutcliffe coached Peyton at Tennessee and Eli at Ole Miss.
Right.
But this kid's name is not Daniel Manning, it's Daniel Jones.
Right.
He's perfectly named Daniel Jones, just another Daniel Jones,
Maybe,
right?
maybe he's Archie and Olivia's godson.
Well, I hope so for all their sake. But to your point, you could have sat right there, by all accounts, and taken Josh Allen, if that's who you had on your board, as a potential Pro Bowl edge rusher.
Yes.
And then you wait because, by all accounts, nobody was going to take Daniel Jones before 17.
No.
Then if you'd taken a flyer on Daniel Jones at 17, everybody would say, well, that's kind of crazy, but at least you got Josh Allen, right? But you didn't. You took him first.
Right.
And the guy I feel sorry for is Daniel Jones because he didn't pick himself.
Right. And even if you take him at 17, if Josh Allen is what you think he is, and he turns out at number 6, people will forget you took Daniel Jones at 17.
They will.
But because you flipped it. But here's the thing that cannot happen. Eli Manning cannot keep this kid on the bench. If Eli Manning can keep this kid on the bench, Skip, for 2 years, you wasted it.
Okay, but how can you ask Daniel Jones to live up to the 6th pick in the draft? I just don't think he's got that in him.
Well, he
That's
better.
the part you worry
He
about.
better.
Okay, but it's not his fault. He's in the Big Apple now, right? He is under the most scrutiny in the league. He's the most controversial pick in the history of the draft.
Yeah.
How would you like to be that kid? And by all accounts, he's a good kid. He's a nice kid.
Hey, bro, look here, man. We don't want to see you throw the ball. We want you to run some routes and push the bag. Can you do that for us?
Yeah, sure.
With the 6th pick in the draft, what do you think, Skip? What do you think that team is thinking?
I don't know.
They're like, the Giants better not be taking who we think they're taking.
I know what Jacksonville is thinking. Thank you, God.
But honestly, the attention alone, can you imagine being this kid? We talk about him every day. I mean, in some capacity,
Daniel
the
Jones.
Giants have come up a ton, and he realizes
Skip,
the
hey,
expectations.
Hey,
they better hit it out the park.
Yeah, and
All
to
I'm saying
your
is
point,
he better be good.
Giants Nation needs him to play next year because
Yes!
they're done with Eli. You're going to throw Daniel Jones into the New York City fire? Really?
I keep thinking of the faces of the fans when the pick
When
was
that pick was
made.
made.
Just dumbfounded.
Nobody cheered. And I think
I think he
I
looked a
think
little-
the NFL asked the fans this year to cheer even if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people, and everybody would cheer, yeah, we got a good guy. Not with this one. They couldn't even fake it.
No, they couldn't fake it. So to me, I don't know any team who even had him as a first-round pick. I'm not getting any vibrations about that. So in the end, how can you?
Well, we knew for a fact. That's what David Gettleman said. We knew for a fact there were two teams that were selected. But see, this was Skip. That's to make it look good. Because if they don't get him, somebody else is going to get him. Well, let them get him.
Yeah.
And that when he flames out, he's like, well, Giants did a wise thing. They passed on him.
What was Gettleman's pre-draft quote? If you pick for need, you always get screwed. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I think he picked for need and he got screwed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The New York media is having their way with him, too. The headlines, he's not going to get off easy about this one. Okay, will the Joker lead the Nuggets to a huge win tonight? Skip and Shannon make their picks.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. The Nuggets are a 4.5-point favorite tonight at home in a huge Game 5 against the Blazers. The series is tied at 2, and both teams have relied on their stars. Both Damian Lillard and Nikola Jokic are averaging about 27 points per game in the series. So, Shannon, who you got? Who wins tonight?
I'm going to take the Nuggets, Skip. Jamal Murray is becoming a star. Joker is becoming a superstar. He's averaging about 25, 13, and 9 throughout the entirety of these playoffs. And Murray has gone for 34 in back-to-back. They're at home at the Pepsi Center. So I'm going to take this. The thing is, the question that I have, can the Nuggets withstand Portland when Joker is on the bench? They're minus 38 in 30 minutes in which he sat. That's not good.
Nope.
So I'm going to take the Nuggets in a close one tonight.
I am also taking the Denver Nuggets because Joker won me over when he did work on my Spurs, when he shredded them with his passing and his three-point shooting. And I am not sure I've ever seen a man this big with this soft of hands and this much of an eye.
With a body to match those hands.
Well, he's
soft.
Soft, that's true. But does he not have an eye for passing the basketball?
Pass it. Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
And Jamal Murray, never liked him, don't like his attitude, didn't like what he did to my Spurs. He shot them right in the heart.
Yeah.
He's almost Ray Allen-esque, not quite, but kind of. And yet, the other night at Portland, Sunday night, he made 6 straight of the clutchest free throws you will ever see down the stretch. And he didn't just make them, he swished all 6. Bam, 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 bam. Way to go, Jamal Murray. I was impressed. And I think they will win Game 5 and 7 at home, where they had the NBA's best home record.
Yeah, so I figured Jamal Murray could easily be a star if Derek White's one.
Yep.
If Derek White
was coming.
No, he
Yeah.
ain't coming.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray is
Just
coming.
watch.
Jamal Murray
No,
is coming.
no.
And Joker's arrived. Joker's already a star.
Next
but
year,
he's
best
becoming a
backcourt
superstar.
will be Derek White and DeJounte Murray. Just
So
check it out.
where's
That
Stephen
is
Clay
it
going?
for
I don't know.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.